the cup was like runneth. It ranneth.
It ranneth quite a bit.
It ranneth a lot. There was a lot. This week it's less of a cup and it's more of a garbage can, and it's not even running over. It's mostly just kind of like half full of like Thanksgiving leftovers. Really.
Well, that's pretty old at this point.
Yeah. Well, no, it's real stinky and smelly. So like I was thinking, some podcasts is like informative. We're gonna tell you about exciting new trailers, and some podcasts are like, man, fuck that shit. And this week it's one of those fuck that shit podcasts.
There's a few of those.
Yep.
Some stuff
back.
I've heard about. I don't even know if it's even in the list.
Not even that. I got all kinds of other fuck that shit. So welcome back, everybody. RageSelect podcast here. RageSelect. I'm Jeff,
and I'm Mike.
Back two weeks in a row, Michael.
Yes.
With some scheduling issues.
We had some things happen.
Yeah.
That I had to do.
Yeah.
So we made sure to schedule around that.
Yeah. Well, welcome back. As mentioned, we've got a lot to. We're really going to be putting the rage in RageSelect this week, I think.
That's right. And I'm here for you, the viewer audio person.
You're the avatar of Rage. You're the audience surrogate.
I'm the audience surrogate. I'm the Winston in the Ghostbusters for you guys.
You're the everyman.
Yeah.
You're just here to experience the news that I've read. Well, before we get to that. Let's see. I had time to watch a movie. Michael, what do you got this week? You got anything big? Anything good?
I've been playing Crisol.
Oh yeah,
and I'm having a great fucking time with it.
Yeah,
it is, as we mentioned. I don't remember. I think we mentioned it during the gameplay, which is that it is very much a BioShock game. Mm-hmm. When it comes to the way, I don't know if
you ever said that, but that was the impression that I always got.
Yeah, it's the way the game works is more BioShock than it is like Resident Evil or something.
Right.
Because there is like survival horror to it, but the survival horror isn't that like difficult per se, because your health is your ammo and your ammo is your health.
Right.
And so all you have to do is just have enough of the syringes on you, or just know where some of the animals that you left over to get your stuff back is.
Yeah.
It doesn't start getting more difficult until you get other guns. I only have one other gun so far, which is the dual barrel shotgun, and it takes like a giant, almost like a quarter of your health for like almost each one.
Yeah.
Although I've gotten like, you can get some upgrades and stuff that make it a little less here and there. But ironically enough, that shotgun also makes it easier at the same time.
Sure.
Because it's so stupidly powerful.
Yeah.
That when you run into a puppet, instead of being like the way we were playing, we're like, oh shit, fuck.
Right.
I just stand, I wait for it to get really close, and it explodes into fire immediately when I fire. But if there's more than like two of them in a room, that's when I'm like, oh shit, oh fuck.
It's funny you talking about that, because I didn't put it together in my brain, but I just did. Like, when you're playing, because you're talking about survival horror, and I was thinking, in a survival horror game, like, okay, you're playing Resident Evil 4, right? And sometimes in Resident Evil 4, you got a lot of bullets, but not much health. And so you focus on like shooting motherfuckers instead of at the cost of anything else. Sometimes you have a lot of health, but you don't have very much bullets. And so you end up using like knife attacks, or like you're trying to use as little ammo as humanly possible. And you're willing to get hit because you could cash in that health. They put those two hands together like chocolate and peanut butter, and now it's the same thing. Your health and your ammo, it's the same resource.
Yeah,
so.
And it's really cool. Like, some of the upgrades make the pistol a lot more useful as it goes on.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, there's one where it's like, of course the damage goes up, but the one that's like the most useful is one is ammo count. Is you can hire the ammo capacity for it.
Yeah.
The thing is, that doesn't mean the amount of blood is like equal to it. It actually uses more blood to reload it. But there's like an option to like, there's an upgrade to reload faster.
Yeah.
And so you're like, yeah, I'm doing great. But then but since you have a higher ammo count, you're fucking giving it more blood as you're reloading.
Oh boy.
Because you start at 10 and I'm at like 14 or 16, I think, is what my max is right now.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I have all the ammo. But it's like that episode of The Simpsons where Sideshow Bob gets woozy and passes out from blood loss because all he's doing is using his finger as a pen over and over again. That's what almost happened to me.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I'm doing, oh shit, I'm losing a lot of life all of a sudden.
Can you actually kill yourself? Like, if your health is low and you try to reload at super low health, will it kill you?
It will, actually. In fact, I found this out on accident, not because I died, but because when you start the game, it's got multiple difficulties, but what we didn't notice when we were doing it was there's a custom difficulty option.
Yeah.
And the custom one is kind of like I don't remember which game it was, but it like lets you change, damage amount from the enemies, like less blood to reload, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But one of them says die on reload is what it says, and it just straight up says you can die when you're reloading.
Yeah.
Do you want that on or off?
Okay.
And I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to pay attention to my health then, because it almost happened to me like multiple times.
Yeah.
And I ran into new enemy types. One of them was a gigantic pain in the ass, but she said you might play it, so I'm not going to mention exactly what they are. But they were like a later point. But it is more like BioShock than it is like anything else, because you're just still doing all the backtracking the BioShock does. It does a lot of storytelling.
A hub and then kind of big open worlds to go through.
And then there's a lot of storytelling that's that blood thing where it's like you walk in a room and there's like a blood person being talking about being like, I love life, isn't life awesome?
Right.
And then you walk into a different room going, man, life sucks now. Like there's a lot of that going on still, but I found myself fascinated by everything.
I hope it does well.
The only issue I have with it is actually a really funny issue, which is that it doesn't seem to know what accent it wants people to have. Because your main character is this hardcore Spaniard guy. He talks to people that talk like a normal person.
Right.
Like that one lady's like Valley Girl type.
Yeah.
And then I walked into an area recently where everybody speaks like a country bumpkin from from Kentucky, because they're supposed to be miners. And I'm like, where the fuck are we?
Can you like turn on like Spanish language option? Is that an option?
I don't know, but it just made me laugh, because I'm like, all of these accents are vastly different from each other.
Yeah.
Because one person will be like, I am the most Hispanic person you've ever heard in your life.
Right.
And then immediately walk up to another guy going, I'm the most American fucking guy you've ever heard. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Real mishmash there.
My favorite is they still say Spanish names.
Sure.
So this guy is talking super country, and the subtitles goes Fernando El Espanol, and he's just like, howdy y'all, and I'm like, what the fuck? It's really funny.
All right.
But I really like it a lot, and I looked it up, and a lot of people are really liking it.
That's good.
So I'm very happy with it so far. It doesn't look like it's super long, because chapter 1 was very long, but as far as I can tell, there's only technically 3 chapters. It's just that they're just like, they might as well just be like a series of levels within a chapter.
Yeah.
And so it's just kind of that type of thing.
Like weirdly long checkpointing, as opposed to like, oh, you went to the next area and it's like chapter 14.
And you can manually save, but you only manually save at these little like fortune teller orbs.
Okay.
And other than that, it has autosave. There's an option for hard mode that you can only save at manual areas. And there's so few of them that I'm like, I would be fucking frustrated shit if I had to do that.
All right.
But I highly recommend it for anybody.
Yeah.
Because it's only like $20 though.
I think I'm playing that Sons of Sparta right now, which I liked. I started playing that again after we did it yesterday, and then I think I'm gonna put that one on the list afterwards. I had to cut bait on Satisfactory because it was literally ruining my life. Like,
yeah, I would come in. You look like you would fucking been fighting demons for fucking hours.
I was sleeping like 4.5 hours a night, which is too low.
Yeah,
too low. And for like 2.5 weeks straight, I was like, I gotta stop. I'm gonna die. I gotta have to go to the doctor at this rate. So. But so yeah, I'm gonna play that, but I think I'm gonna play Crisol after that. But last night I finally got around to watching something that I've been wanting to watch for a while.
Oh, what was it?
I watched Dust Bunny, the Mads Mikkelsen.
That's right. I've heard about this.
Sigourney Weaver, and
because it's from a specific director.
Yeah, it's Brian Fuller.
That's
believe.
What it is. Brian Fuller is
the
what
guy
it is.
that did like Hannibal, and he did a bunch of other stuff.
He's in some really amazing things, and him and Mads Mikkelsen work together on Hannibal. Like you said.
So okay, I watched the trailer for this a while back, and I was like, this seems really, really creative. Like there's just a lot of creativity. It's about a little girl, and there's a monster under her bed, and she goes next door. Mads Mikkelsen lives next door to her, and she tries to hire him to kill the monster that's under her bed. And he's got a murky past, and it's unclear. And it's unclear kind of like the monsters, are they real? Are they imagined? is he a monster hunter? Is he just a violent psychopath?
Yeah, is she just seeing it in a different light type of thing?
Is it just Leon the professional that lives next door to me? And there's like all kinds of weird kind of secret society stuff, and it's very interesting. It reminds me a lot of, like, again, Leon the professional meets Brazil by way of like City of Lost Children or something.
That's pretty fun.
Very striking. However, here's the thing that I didn't really realize when I started watching this. The trailer for this looks like it's all over the place. This movie is in like one place for the most part.
Oh, really?
It's kind of just in the building and the apartment where the little girl lives. This trailer, it's
like wall hopping and shit, looking
all these different places that seems like it's going to be going all over the place. And I was like, well, surely they're going to set all this up and then they're going to go on an adventure. And then it was like, there's 15 minutes left in this movie. I guess this is the whole adventure. So, you know, I think that it's got some similarities to like Leon the Professional. It's funny because as I watched it, I was reminded of, you remember when that lady sued like Lionsgate over Drive because the trailer for Drive made it look like Fast and the Furious. Then you went to watch Drive and it was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
There's like 2 action scenes and that's all they put in the trailer was the action scenes. I kind of felt like this was a little bit like that, where if you watch this trailer, you thought this was going to be like an action-packed mile-a-minute ride. No. But it is good, and it's mostly about the relationship between the little girl and Mads Mikkelsen's character, and then a bunch of other people around there. I guess that David Dalmatian whatever guy, the M. Bison dude.
Oh, yeah.
He's in there as well.
He's in a lot of, he's just a great actor.
It's very pretty. It's very creative. All of the wallpaper and the costumes and stuff are very unique. Everybody looks very weird and unique. Like nobody is dressed like a regular person, and everybody's dressed like they're in a acid trip of Mary Poppins or something. Like
it kind of really does lend to the weirdness of it all, but I think that's really what makes it work. I think.
So I think that it would be a very good movie to watch on a streaming platform. Like if it came up on Peacock and you were like, Jeff said something was okay about that Dust Bite movie, watch the first 20 minutes, and then like if you don't like it, fucking turn it off and go do something else with your life. Play Satisfactory, play Crisol. Don't force yourself to keep going, because if you don't like it in the first 20 minutes, chances are you're probably not going to like it. And I was like kind of hypnotized, but I had this idea from this trailer that I'm showing Michael that there was going to be a lot more going on.
Yeah, the trailer makes it look like it's this world-hopping fucking adventure thing at times, because there's so many extravagant locations-looking things, and you're like, oh, by the way, this is all in like one fucking place. We're like, how? How did you do that?
It's almost all in one fucking place. They show a lot of, there's kind of one excursion out to a place with a lot of fireworks, and they show a lot of that place in this trailer, and like, but a lot of what the shots that you're seeing are just different rooms at different times of the day or night in the same apartment.
Okay.
So
I kind of love the chicken lamp he has in the beginning of this trailer
with the bulb in the butt.
Yeah, I think it's fun.
There's a lot of good stuff like that. There's a lot of kind of cool, interesting set dressing and fun stuff. Again, a lot of like interesting costumes and good cinematography, and it's very creative. There's some semi-questionable CG at times, but like I'm not super sensitive to that. So
it probably didn't have the highest budget either. So
no, almost certainly not. But I think that it's definitely worth checking out. I also like the fact that I like Mads Mikkelsen, man. I like to watch that guy.
I always really like Mads Mikkelsen, because the funniest thing about Mads Mikkelsen, for people who don't know this about him, is in any other movie that's outside of the United States, he is the everyman character.
Yeah.
And then outside of and when he's in the U.S., he is never that fucking guy.
He's the fucking weird psychopath.
Yeah, it's really funny. The closest to him being like an everyman I've seen in like U.S. media is Death Stranding 1, which is fucking weird to say.
And even that, you know, I guess he's pretty normal when you see him in the flashbacks, and then you go into the fucking war dimension and he's fucking umbilically controlling skeleton guys, and you're like, oh,
like there's so many movies in like his home area where they're just like, well, he's just a teacher, and and he just seems like a normal dude, and you're like, really, that guy?
Yeah.
And it's purely because like he's foreign enough and has like an interesting enough look that in America he is not the everyman.
I think the last time I saw him in anything was he was in this like historical piece about a guy who got like a piece of land from a Danish king that nobody was able to work, and then he worked it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
yeah,
you told me about that.
And I was like, this is not my kind of movie, and I could not fucking look away. So anyway, Dust Bunny. I don't know if people know about this or if it's one of those things.
I only knew about it because I had a friend who's really into Brian Fuller.
Yeah.
And so they were like, oh my God, Brian Fuller has a new thing with Mads Mikkelsen, because they just liked Hannibal.
Yeah.
And then they were like, they're back together again. Something that's not Hannibal.
I don't think that people that like Hannibal are going to like this movie all that much.
Actually, that's one of my favorite things about Hannibal is that he didn't know what Hannibal was, apparently. Because they're like, we want you to be in this show called Hannibal. He's like, is it some sort of period piece? Because I don't want to wear sandals. And they're like, no, it's not. It's not a period piece. Like, oh, well, I didn't know that at all.
Yeah. So yeah, check it out. All right, let's get this show on the road. So last week, Michael, you remember we had the Sony State of Play thing?
Yeah, and then we showed off a lot of stuff.
Yep. And then you remember how they said afterwards they were going to have a Silent Hill presentation?
That's right. I forgot about that.
I watched all like 27 minutes of the Silent Hill thing. I don't know why. I mean, well, I do know why, because I'm really interested in the new game and it seems interesting.
Was a lot of it just like buy our merchandise?
No. See, I don't know if I ever made you, or I don't know if you ever watched any of the previous Silent Hill transmissions, like when they're talking about F, when they're talking about 2.
Well, the last time I did, you remember the last like 10 minutes was like, buy the super expensive statue of this guy. And I was like, I regret watching this whole thing.
Yeah. This is one of those ones like when they did Silent Hill F, where it was like 20 minutes of people talking about the game. And so there was some interesting stuff in here. I did realize that so the company that's making it is called Screen Burn, and they made Stories Untold and Observation, but they used to be called No Code. And I was like, oh, okay. Because I was like, who the fuck is Screen Burn? But I knew the company that was making it.
Yeah, the funny thing is when I think of Screen Burn, this isn't a thing anymore because I think COVID killed it, was the gaming side of South by Southwest that happened. Mm-hmm. And then they just stopped doing it one day. So I feel like maybe the copyright fell off and they're like, mine.
Also, it was weird because apparently Annapurna is heading this. And so they had like these two executives from Annapurna, and this guy on the left, this Sanchez guy, like, I read like a lot about the power struggle inside of Annapurna that left to everyone leaving.
Yeah.
And that guy was like the main dude. And so I have some like weird opinions about this guy. So he's talking about this game, and I'm like, okay, go to the programmer. I don't want to hear you fucking suits talking. Go to the programmer.
I have a friend who was like, I'm not interested in this at all because of his feelings about what happened with the Annapurna thing.
So near as I can tell, it sounds like they got started on this like way before that shit went down. Like this thing has been in development for a long ass time.
So they made that deal with them way before anything happened.
Yeah. So anyway, they re-showed the trailer, which I kind of got to focus on a little bit more. I know we kind of glossed over it a little bit before, and I don't want to spend too much time because we got all kinds of stuff to talk about. But the little handheld TV thing is interesting. They showed it off how... Okay, so the game is first person, and they wanted a way for you to be able to have situational awareness that wasn't... Because, in a third-person game, you can move the camera around, right?
Yeah.
So it turns out that when you're using, like, the little handheld TV, it's both, like, the Silent Hill radio, where you can tune it, and you'll hear, like, lore snippets and stuff. But then also, you can hold it up and see a really fuzzy, staticky red screen that shows the silhouette of monsters through walls.
Oh.
So you can literally track them without having to, because it's for first person, right?
Yeah.
They showed you can lean around corners. They talked a little bit about the place. That's we'll get back to the St. Amelia, the kind of the location that they're in. They were very coy about the main character. They were like, what can you tell us about the main character? And they're like, well, Silent Hill's about guilt. And all of our characters have deep and interesting feelings about, loss and guilt and betrayal. And we really just want to like put we want to do more of that in this game. And our character Simon, he has his own. And I was like, okay, fucking, you didn't tell me shit about shit.
No, yeah. But they want to keep his guilt hidden, sort of thing. Yeah. There's a lot of hints as to what it might be, but we're not 100% certain.
But in another case, like in one case, I'm like, well, I can't fucking make podcast content out of your feelings, Jack. But then I was like, but I really like Silent Hill F, and a lot of that was because they were so coy.
Yeah.
And so when Amanda and I play it, it's like, oh, we're really trying to figure stuff out instead of just having it all fucking like laid out to start with. So
yeah, that's the thing. Every time I'm like, I want to know more about something, and then I watch it, I'm like, man, there weren't any surprises in that. it's like, oh yeah, I should stop fucking doing that.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think it looks really good. They showed the trailer. They talked about the character. They talked about how screen burn is like 30 people in Glasgow.
That's interesting.
In Scotland. And so they've been working on it for a long time. They were talking about how like, they're all big fans of Silent Hill. The main programmer, the kind of the lead on the project, this guy, the writer-director, John McKellen, he said that he played Silent Hill 1 when he was sick as a kid, and he never wants to go back to it because he can't. He likes the idea that he has no idea whether what he was experiencing was like the game or like cough medicine induced hallucinations from being sick in bed for 2 days.
That's the best way to play some games. Because to this day, I thought I hallucinated that part in Metal Gear Solid 2 where the colonel starts telling you to turn off your console.
Yeah.
Because I was playing it for so long, it was like 3 or 4 in the morning.
Yep.
And so when the game's like, you should turn off the game, I was like, you know what, Colonel? You're right.
You might be right.
So I saved it and went to sleep because I was like, I think I hallucinated that.
They showed off some kind of B-roll footage. I gotta say, I'm a big sucker for when a video game looks like a real place, and this game really looks like a real fucking place.
Yeah.
Like, it's doing really, really good. In fact, the big end part of this presentation was they take so that's seeing the guy through the thing. Yeah. Is they take a trip to the town that inspired Silent Hill.
Oh, okay.
With their QA lead, who is like, I played 3,000 hours of this game, but I've never been to the town that like directly inspired it. Apparently,
is it a town in their area?
Yeah, it's like a Scottish coastal village.
Okay. I appreciate that. I always find it funny that everybody brings up that, I think it's Silent Hill 1, that a lot of the school location is clearly just the school from Kindergarten Cop.
Oh.
Because they didn't, because it was made outside of the U.S. and they're like, well, we don't have a good way of like getting references. Yeah. So there's like a lot of the location is just them basing it on the locations Kindergarten Cop for some reason.
Yeah.
It's very funny.
Yeah, I guess you can like lean around corners. Because I mean, it's worth pointing out that like this is the first full first-person Unreal or a first-person Silent Hill game outside of that dumb PlayStation thing that we pretend doesn't exist.
Well, wasn't the Wii one that way too?
I don't think so.
I don't remember how the Wii one worked.
I don't believe so. I think that you still
one of them
saw
was,
him
but,
walking around.
But a lot of I can't think of any other ones.
A lot of them have the ability to like look in first person, but you don't control the entire
That might be what I'm thinking of then.
From first person. So I don't know. If you're interested, I'm really excited about the fact that like Silent Hill is back. Like we've had 2 that were good, and this one looks pretty good as well.
And not only is it back, they're experimenting with it.
Yes,
because the very fact that like none of the newest ones have actually taken place in actual Silent Hill. Yeah, but have everything that has Silent Hill. So it means there's something even more interesting about that world than that one city.
Right. This is a picture that the guy took in his initial scouting thing. This is an actual picture of his friend on the docks in this Scottish town. They have a very specific Scottish fog that is super fuck off thick that comes in, and they went down there and took a bunch of pictures like as reference. They also said that they took a bunch of pictures of like the rocks and shit that make up the walls, and then they put that in a nanite Unreal Engine in order to scan it into the game. Yeah,
Silent Hill is the reason I don't trust fog in any shape, way, or form. I remember driving to work one day, and a hazmat truck drove by me in the fog, and I was like, well, that's not a good sign.
Yeah, that's not what you want.
No, it's not what you want at all.
But yeah, I mean, if you look at the location, it's very similar to what you're seeing in the game with these kind of like little coastal houses, kind of these little 2-story like, small Scottish houses on the coastline. They
Yeah.
little alleys.
I really like the fact that Silent Hill is back.
Yeah.
As you mentioned.
Yeah.
It's back in a big way. It's got different types of protagonists instead of white man full of white guilt type of thing, which honestly was kind of the accidental reason why the Silent Hill games work.
Yeah.
Because there's a gag right now going on Twitter of people of color being like, well, normally you wouldn't see a person of color having to deal with Silent Hill because they would have been like, nope, and just walked away. So I'm curious to see why this man didn't just walk away.
Yeah. Was it Silent Hill 3 that you played as a chick in Silent Hill 3? You fucking chick, man. But everybody just remembers Silent Hill 2. Nobody thinks about and then after that it was just fucking The Room and The Homecoming and the prison one.
Yeah.
Oh God. So
after 4 is really where it went down because I think 4 is pretty good still.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a good little documentary. If you want to watch it, it's very just like I don't know. Annapurna, I feel like likes to do this shit where it's pictures in the studio, it's pictures of a location shoot, and then it's the fucking overall producer guy of Silent Hill just like yapping.
Well, Annapurna really wants themselves to be the most important fucking thing around.
Yeah.
Which is both good and bad.
Yeah.
Because it means that we get some really interesting things, but it's bad because they're just like, taking everything.
Well, and, I was thinking about it. It reminds me a lot of A24. You remember when A24 first started out and like everything they put out was at least like really interesting in a specific way. And it was always pretty high quality. Like you may not like Lamb, but that's because you didn't like what Lamb was doing.
Yes.
If you liked what Lamb was doing, you would like that movie.
There was a lot of great experimental stuff going on in A24.
And now it's like last year that Opus movie got like a 4 out of 10.
Yeah.
And like the Death of a Unicorn was widely bleh, like
it was a weird fucking movie, Death of a Unicorn.
So I kind of feel like Annapurna may be turning the corner to that phase where it's like there are still some good things that come out of Annapurna, but it's not like before when they first started.
Yeah.
Hit. It was all fucking
It was hard not to trust them, basically.
Yeah.
And then,
if you saw that logo, you knew they were coming correct.
But now that me and you and a bunch of people knowing that, the coup happened.
Yeah.
It's a little harder to like swallow that pill now. So
yep.
We'll see how it goes from here, though.
We'll see. I mean, they could end up being fine. It's just that I don't know. Who knows? Okay, so we had that Silent Hill thing. It had a bunch of stuff. None of it was. I mean, some of it was of consequence. I think I'm really excited for that game because it looks so different. Like you mentioned, I'm hoping that the streak manages to go. I really though hope that they don't fuck it up because it looks like they're trying to make sure that it's one a year, and I'm like. That can even work for a while as long as you are on top of it, as long as you have another studio that's already working on another Silent Hill game 2 years ago.
Yeah, that's the thing. The only reason that works in some games is the fact that they have, like you said, somebody's been doing that. They've already hired like multiple people to do that.
Yeah,
but you don't want like the reason it works for other games, and I'm using quotey fingers when I use the word works in this instance, is because they're not doing anything differently on each one.
Yep.
So the Maddens, the FIFAs, the WWEs, even the Call of Duties and stuff, you don't have to reinvent the wheel with those. The thing about Silent Hill is the best Silent Hill games are constantly reinventing what was going on.
They also have heartfelt
building
stories.
Around. Yeah,
like they've inspired stories, and you don't just be like, Michael, here's money, be inspired.
Yeah,
do art, and you're like, well, I'm not inspired. They're like, no, fuck you. Here's more money. Do art. You're like, but I don't have anything in the tank, and they're like, you go fuck yourself. Here's more money. And this isn't helping.
Yeah, one day we're gonna play Silent Hill, and he's like, he walked into Silent Hill, and he's like, you know what, I'm sad about something.
Yeah,
and then he cried for 20 minutes, and then he's like, well, I think I'm sad about this, and in the end, it's like, what?
Made by Gemini. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Yep.
Thanks for coming.
So one of the questions about that production cycle is people were curious to know if Blooper Team was going to be back for another Silent Hill remake, especially for Silent Hill 1, which they might be. They did the 2 remake, and then they had Kronos, which I really enjoyed.
Oh, yeah, that's right, yeah.
And then the question was they had a little teaser up on the internet that had a rose and this kind of blood pattern and like a piece from a William Blake poem.
Oh, that's right.
And
Yeah.
everybody was like, "Is it Rule of Rose?" And they were like, "No, it's not Rule. That thing is in like copyright hell. Like, there's no way to get the rights to that."
Yeah.
So they, on Valentine's Day or somewhere around there, they put out this little teaser called "The Sick Rose" with like this weird fucking Werner Herzog, Kirkland brand Werner Herzog looking motherfucker, reading like poetry. While funky weird stuff happens. It's Layers of Fear 3, and I'm like, oh god damn it, I don't like Layers of Fear.
That's the thing. Layers of Fear always sounds awesome on paper, and then you play Layers of Fear, and it's just so boring.
Yeah, this is weird because he, like, halfway through, it's very kind of gothic. It's this guy sitting in a dark room in a chair with all this stuff, talking about poetry. And then, like, halfway through, there's like a beep, and he pulls up a very modern-looking smartwatch, and then is like, it says like lunch, and he's like, "Oh, I guess it's time to eat." And he's like, "Boop boop boop." He's like, "Well, enjoy the company, and I'll be back later. I hope you all have a saucy day of romance," or whatever. And it's like, oh wait, are you doing more sci-fi? Because I did like Chrono. I don't know. The thing about Layers of Fear, Michael, is that the reason I've always wanted to like Blooper Team's output.
Yeah.
But most of it is a fucking walking simulator. And then they put out Chronos where you have a gun. And I was like, yes, for God's sake, yes. Like,
yeah, the most excited I ever got about Layers of Fear. And it was just funny because it was like a TikTok. Somebody figured out there was a specific enemy or something that would like pop up depending on what you did.
Yeah.
And they realized what you could do with it, and they got it to run into a wall multiple times. And it was the funniest fucking thing I'd ever seen.
Also, a lot of the graphics, the logo graphics and everything for it have like a pixel cyber kind of vertical thing motif going on that makes it seem like it might have some kind of technological thing that's going on. I don't know, man. Like, they did good enough with Silent Hill 2. They did good enough with Chronos. I will give this a chance, but
yeah, maybe they've learned to be better at doing some of these things. Like, maybe it's not just going to be a walking simulator type
maybe
of
so.
thing.
I mean, I hope so. Like, because one of the things I think that Layers of Fear always did was it loved to do the thing where you look at a wall and then when you turn around, everything is different behind you from when you looked at it before. I love that shit. It's just that, like, I wanted there to be more than just that one trick.
Well, that was the thing. That's what the enemy thing was, because it turns out depending on how far you walked, it would trigger it to do that. And they figured that out, and then they just were fucking with it till it ran into a wall, and it was so fucking funny.
And as I hear it, the second one was widely panned.
Yeah, it was the thing.
Like,
I remember people just being like, "Well, this is a game that exists." I guess
it's about a film director. It's on a 1940s like cruise ship or something.
Yeah,
I was like, you guys are mixing a lot of fucking metaphors over here. So,
And I remember the trailer for that, and I was just like, "Man, that sounds really cool." And it's like, no, that's not what's going on.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's been announced, so yeah. Well, I guess we'll keep an eye out.
Well, I found it. It's literally if people want to look it up, I think it's the first Layers of Fear. It's called Baby Runs Into Wall.
Okay.
And it's like they were chasing it long enough that it just slams into a wall.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so that's what Blooper Team is up to. But what else is Konami up to, Michael? And the answer is delisting the old versions of Metal Gear Solid 4 and Peace Walker from the Xbox and PlayStation stores.
The Peace Walker one is annoying. Not so much the Metal Gear Solid 4 one, because it's only on like one actual thing.
Yep.
And so that's why I'm like, you know what? If anyone even owns a PS3 anymore, you're better off buying it physically anyways.
I mean, and listen, man, I don't want to be that guy. I really don't want to be that guy, but like, you had a long fucking time to buy either one of those games. I purchased those games multiple times on multiple systems.
100%.
Like, so like, and it's not like they're delisting them and then they're not available. They're putting out a version that you can play. So,
and they've never like censored any of the re-releases of any of these so far.
Yeah.
The only time they have, and it wasn't them censoring it, is that they had to re-get the rights for their footage for Metal Gear Solid 3.
Oh yeah,
like
the
that was
historical footage that they used.
It
Yeah.
wasn't a censoring thing. It was just like, oh shit, we ran out of the copy because no one expected to have a copyright for that.
Yeah,
for much longer.
I mean, it's out there. I don't know. I'm not too pissed off about. Of course, I want everything to be available forever. I kind of understand it when companies do this. Also, I guess I just don't expect Konami to be anything but like assholes. So
No.
I don't expect like good behavior from Konami.
No, the thing about Konami is that I'm happy. I'm just happy Konami is back in the room being an asshole.
Right.
Before they looked us dead in the eye and went, I'm taking my shit and leaving.
Yep.
And they were gone for like, what, 5 years or something like that?
If you guys don't like my new Metal Gear game that I made out of the remnants of Metal Gear Solid 5, well then fuck you, man.
Yeah.
I did my best, all right? Fuck you.
It's like now we're going to make 80% pachinko machines
Yep.
if when it comes to our games, and we're going to make sure that all of our executives are punished by going to gyms or some shit like
so
that.
weird. I want to
insane shit.
They also confirmed that in the re-release, the MGS4 multiplayer is not going to be included.
I'm fine with that.
Strangely, the Portable Ops is. The Portable Ops co-op and like adversarial missions. It was like 4 players. You could either do like the kind of Monster Hunter against the bosses, or
that makes sense though.
Stuff like that. I don't think this was something that I expected them to do, because I remember when this game launched at its peak, there were barely very many people playing the online mode of MGS4.
Well, it didn't help that when MGS4 came out, only like 12 people could buy a PS3 comfortably.
Also true.
So that was one of the reasons that even happened.
I didn't want to take one disc out and put another disc in. I'm on fucking Act 3. I don't want to fucking put the first disc in to go back to the multiplayer.
It was a lot of work.
But anyway.
And it wasn't all that much interesting a lot of times.
Of course, this article does say that, like, by putting it out on the PC, that does mean that, like, potentially modders might be able to resurrect the entire MGO from scratch because the assets were lifted out of Metal Gear. So they'll have a lot more of a base to start with if they want to make their own version of Metal Gear Online. I got to tell you guys, as somebody who played Metal Gear Online and tried really fucking hard to like it, it's not really worth bringing back. Like,
it was never worth it. I remember finally gaining the game and trying it. I was like, wait, this is terrible.
Yeah.
So, yeah, any attempt to make Metal Gear Online a thing never worked.
Yep.
Because that wasn't really what Metal Gear was.
Let's see. Speaking of multiplayer disasters, Michael, it's time to talk about Highguard.
Oh, boy.
Highguard.
I heard some rumors about Highguard as well. I don't know if it's in the list or not.
We'll see. There's a long conversation at the end of one of these. We might have to do it in the next segment, though. But let's go through the easy stuff first. Highguard's website is down. I checked this earlier today, and it is still down.
Because I've heard about this like days ago.
Yep.
I assumed it would have been up by now.
It was down. This article was published February 17th. It's the 19th. It's been 2 days. I checked it this afternoon. It is still down. It's a site unavailable. Site is unavailable. Please contact.
Can you check it again? I just want to see.
Let's see.
It would be just really, really funny if it pops back up again.
Let's see. Highguard. Let's see. I'll do just a Google search for it. PlayHighguard.com. Oh, it is back up.
Oh, it came back up. Okay.
It was down earlier today. I swear.
Well, that's the thing. I bet it was, but like, it's the fact that it went down at all. Says bad things
for a few days.
Yeah,
for a few days,
because that's unheard of for anything, let alone a game that just came out.
Yeah. So that happened. There was a question on Discord. The devs say that they're still kind of working on this. There's a question on Discord about the website being down. Let me see if I can find. It was a very strange statement where it was like the reputational damage has already been done. We're prioritizing like getting the game running better before we fix the website. And it was like, maybe you shouldn't have fired like half your staff. Like, I don't. Are you telling me you can't do both of that both those things at the same time?
It turns out the person you fired had the password to your website apparently.
Yeah. So apparently they're still quote unquote deep in development, and they're working on like a new patch to try to do stuff to try to get get it back up and running. But then the other thing that we found out this week is that they made a big deal out of how Highguard was like an independent studio, yada yada yada.
This is what I was talking about, yeah.
And it turns out that they had like big Tencent backing, which like I don't begrudge them for. Man, the game industry is fucking cutthroat.
No,
like,
I don't begrudge them, but don't
don't pretend like you're fucking Team Cherry over here.
Yeah, exactly. The problem isn't so much that they took the money. The problem is they walked in being, I'm a mom and pop shop.
Right.
I'm just a Southern lawyer type thing. Just a simple man from the simple country.
Yeah.
And then, it turns out they were funded by Walmart in the background. You're like, don't pay attention to Sam Walton back there. He's not part of this. And you're just like, no, what are you talking about? You got a whole fucking warehouse back there.
Yeah.
And it's like, to me, this is why they thought it was going to do super well right away. I bet you they walked up to Tencent where like, we're going to have stupid amounts of numbers.
Yep.
We're lightning in a bottle. Everyone loves us. Jeff Keighley's like fucking praising us.
Yep.
We're going to do fantastically. I bet you they owe some motherfuckers money now, and they're worried somebody's going to break their legs.
It's very possible. Like, I mean, the thing is that there should have been an investment and then they get an ROI, right? I don't think it's like a traditional, I think it's like a loan shark thing in game development where they're like, okay, I'll give you $2 million and then they got 12% on the VIG. And like, no. It's like, well, we'll fund this thing and then you pay back X% per whatever.
But it also explains, because that was the other thing. They had so many people on their team.
Yeah.
You're like, how were you able to hire this many people being
like
Mr. Mom and Pop?
100 people in an indie studio?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
They're like, we're Mom and Pop. We have 1 billion people. You're like, I doubt that entirely.
And then let's see. I guess we'll wrap it up. We'll see if we can get this on. There was a guy named Josh Sobel that was one of the people that was laid off of Highguard that wrote this big old Twitter screed about Highguard and why it failed and that it's all your fucking fault, you fucking salty gamers.
Yeah.
And he had a whole manifesto. Part of it that was really funny with the Tencent thing was he's like, you know what? Once this fails, we all have to go back to working for the big business people. I don't want to hear you guys whining about how there are no good like indie studios out there. And it's like, bitch, you were never fucking like quote unquote indie. Like,
it turns out you worked for Tencent, bro.
Tencent may not have been sitting in the room, but they weren't on it. Now, okay. Guy deleted his tweet. I mean, obviously got...
The damage is done.
Fucking, got wrecked. Deleted his tweet, deleted his account, gone. Like, I was trying to find the actual... I found some quotes that had pieces of it.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about it a lot. Okay, so listen. I want to give this guy a little bit of grace because, one, there are people that want things like Highguard to fail.
No,
there was people that are like salivating and rubbing their hands together like, ooh, I can't wait for the next Concord. It's fun to watch these woke assholes lose their livelihood.
Well, it's the thing about what he was saying that I'm like, okay, I get there is truth to what you are saying. Exactly. Like you said, there are people who look at any game, whether it was Highguard, Concord, Horizon Zero Dawn, like any of those games, because they themselves don't like it, and they will just be like, well, it's because it's so woke, or it's because of this or that, or what was it, baby whatever.
Oh, Sweet Baby
Games or whatever.
Sweet Baby Incorporated. What it's called.
They were like, see, it failed because of this, right, type of thing, and they want to be the guy who says I told you so.
Yes.
And so that stuff is true. The problem is he didn't acknowledge that he lived in a bubble the entire time they were making a game.
One of the things that he mentioned was like, man, we fucking everybody internally loved this and everybody we showed it to loved this. And it's like the friends and family test. Like we're going to give it to our buddies. I mean, like, Michael, if you made a game and gave it to me and I'm just going to be, well, I might actually tell you it's like horse shit. But if you gave it to
but if I gave it to like Chris or something.
Yeah, if you gave it to like your mom, she's not going to be like, no, this fucking sucks. You fucking suck. Why do you suck so bad at this?
Yeah, because like, and they're like, well, we got some criticism, but they're all like, well, but it sounds like the way your mom probably did. Right. Like a person's mom would be like, well, it's, there's some issues here and there, but they probably never told them what or they probably didn't even know how to tell them what it was.
Yeah.
And so he was just so like lightning in a ball. Like everything he said was like a fucking Ouroboros of like sniffing their own farts, not noticing they were in a bubble.
The thing is that I do want to acknowledge that the internet has become harsher than it used to be. It's become meaner than it used to be. There are people online that want to tank games. Like fucking, I was reading the 0-star reviews on Metacritic of the Sons of Sparta, and I was just like, what the fuck you guys. Like,
That's
just
a great
because you
example.
don't like a game doesn't mean zero.
They're like, I can't have sex with this 12-year-old in this game.
Right.
The God of War needs more sex mini games.
Right.
This is bullshit.
But the thing is that all that is true, but by the same token, like, okay, so one of the complaints that this guy had, and I feel like this is where I want to like zero in on something, was he was like,
Yeah.
we had thousands of downvotes on Steam of people with less than 2 hours of gameplay time, and a lot of them didn't even finish the tutorial. And it's like, yes, but they started the tutorial and they did play the game.
And they didn't
that
like
means
it.
that they didn't like it. It means we had a free-to-play game, they installed it, they tried it. If somebody gets, like, this game had a better chance of succeeding than Concord because it had a huge influx on day one.
Yeah.
It was free to play. It was at the Game Awards. There was a lot of heat on it. And if they had gone to play the game and it had been fun, you would have probably kept those numbers. I just don't know for the life of me who thought a 3v3 multiplayer online game was a good idea. Like, I don't even know who makes that kind of game. I don't even know who it's fucking for.
The closest to that are the people who made this game, which was Apex Legends, but that's multiples of 3v3 people.
Yeah.
It's
Several
not just
3v3 teams.
Yeah, so that's like it feels almost like they're like, well, we did that, but what if we did it like in a smaller scale so you could do these very specific team things, not realizing that's not why Apex Legends worked, because there's only 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
It worked because it was a bunch of teams of 3 fighting each other to the death.
Yeah.
It wasn't 2 teams of 3 having to find the Sword of Thundara to bring forth the thing or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, if it was the way Apex Legends is, where there's multiples of them and there are 4 bases, that would be fucking a wild ass fucking game.
Well, look.
Whereas, like, what they did was make a game that should have been an early access thing. They should, in fact, the trailer should have been join our early access.
Mm-hmm.
So, because when any of those people would have jumped in, they would have been like, well, it's not finished.
Right.
They're going to add more game modes.
Yep.
It's going to be great once it's done.
Yep.
The problem was they're like, it's completely done. Everything's completely done.
Mm-hmm.
It's all 1.0. I'm like, well, where's the
rest of it?
Where's the rest of it? Like, I walked into a buffet and you gave me 2 slices of pizza and went, that's all you get.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, what else do I get? Well, we have 2 more slices coming.
Yeah.
I'm like, do you have like any other thing for this buffet? No.
Yeah. I in any case, I really do think that I want to say all this to say that, like, one, I think that developers, I don't know how social media works. I'm not on fucking social media. I think if you're a game developer, that you should fucking not be on social media unless you're ready to enter the fucking Thunderdome.
Yes.
Like, people are now just crawling around the internet looking for game devs to harass. Okay? That's one.
The community managers, those people are hired and paid to do that.
Yeah.
So that's why they're doing that. You as a normal game dev should just never touch that discourse in any shape or form.
And then 2, you can blame, like, here's the thing. You can blame the haters all you want, but if that game was fun, it wouldn't matter how much people were hating on it on Twitter. It would still get played.
Yes.
Like, if you booted up. When we played Apex Legends, I wasn't even into Battle Royale. We loaded that thing up and I was like, oh, this is kind of fun.
It was awesome.
It's kind of interesting. Like, it was kind of a good time. Nobody's going to stop. There's not been a game, I don't think, that's come out, Michael, that was unabashedly fun that also failed. Like, a game that came out that was radical, like, it maybe doesn't sell a shitload, right? There's games like that didn't sell as well as they could, but I don't know about a game that came out that everybody was in agreement was super fucking great, and yet it still failed completely.
The closest I can think is because they fucked it up, which is Multiverses. Because in the beginning, Multiverses was awesome, and then they changed engines entirely, and the second version of it was awful, and they lost everyone. It was fucking crazy.
The thing is that so that's all I had to say. Is I read parts of this, and it was like, look, you're not totally wrong, but you're not totally right either. Do not place all this at the foot of us, because, like, I know that you and me aren't the people on Twitter flaming people, but we installed Highguard, recorded 2 segments, and tried our best to have a good time, and we didn't.
And I survived a long time.
And you did,
and I still wasn't having a good time.
Yeah,
and like, if we blamed if gamers on Twitter or whatever the fuck you're on, Blue Sky, Threads, whatever, are the reason your game failed, then every game would fail nowadays. Ghosts of Yotai would have sold super poorly.
3 copies.
But it's a great game, so of course it did fantastically.
Sure.
Horizon Zero Dawn did fantastically.
Yep.
Like all of these games that somebody was like, this thing's super woke and it's never going to sell, and then it sells like the best of any of whatever it is because it was a good game.
That's all that really matters at the end of the day. Is like, is it a good game or is it not? Like, anytime there's a good game, you see all of the criticism. You see all the criticism, like it bounces off.
Yeah.
Because the people are just buying and playing the game. They're not on Twitter complaining about it. They're just like, I'm fucking playing Ghost of Yotai. I'm not online complaining about it. I'm just sitting here grinding through the fucking Yotai 6, man. Like,
the general audience looked at your game and they found it lacking.
Yes.
Immediately. And and the worst part was the people that are like, this is a good game, were the sweatiest gamers on the internet. And they've admitted it themselves that they are the sweatiest people on the internet.
And we got to wrap this up because we're already over time. But like, and then the other thing is that I was looking at a lot of the critical discourse, and a lot of the critical discourse is like, this is okay. And it could probably be a little better with some patches. These days, single-player games can get away with what I just said.
Yes.
Multiplayer games cannot. You are up against Call of Duty. You're up against Fortnite. You're up against fucking every online game, and most of them are fucking free. So, like, you have to have the juice. And you got to be willing to go. So, yeah, maybe what I'm saying to the Highguard devs is next time you make a game, if the company doesn't go out of business or whatever, hire some fucking haters to come in and do a focus group. Hire some people that are incredibly critical about games and then, like, analyze them to be like, are they telling the truth or are they just big fat haters? Because, yeah. So, with that, we're going to take a break. When we come back, I swear to God, this isn't even the spiciest story I got this week.
Wow.
So, yeah, get ready. Get ready. I got the fucking sriracha, and I'm going to pour it right into your eyes. No, you can't stop me. All right. And we're back. And open your eyes. It's time. It's time for the sriracha. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not actually going to pour the spice right in your eyes. I'm going to pour it right into your ears.
Yeah, it's going to be that scene from Dead Space 2.
Yeah.
Where you really got to pay attention to not make yourself horrified.
Let's see. Okay, so we got a strange bunch of news, but we're going to start with an interesting one. So this is another. There's an industry analyst named Matthew Ball is one of the guys that does these like financial. This used to be that one guy. Who's that one guy from the old days? There was always the one analyst.
I don't remember his name either, but I know who you're talking about.
So there was an interesting report that came out that talked about, that basically showed that this is a few different surveys. It's talking about gamer participation, like the number of people who play video games in like surveyed about like, do you play video games? Yes or no? And in a lot of the markets, the data shows that the 2025 gameplay rate is below 2019. Like there's a big COVID boost, right, everywhere. So everybody was locked indoors 2020, 2021, 2022, playing video games. But it looks like starting in 2023 and then moving forward, that a lot of fall off has happened to the point where in some places, like in the UK, the UK doesn't have stats yet, but like in Japan is still up. But in a lot of other places in the world, the like the full-on percent of people playing games at this point is lower than before. So the kind of the headline here is that gaming is kind of losing the what do they call it? The attention race, right? Is that you've got more like apps and
the market
stuff.
share of attention is lower than it's ever been.
Yes,
or not ever been, but you know what I mean.
And then there's this one slide that I think this is an interesting, very interesting slide that says, in practice, all player loss is a compounding problem. So let me just go through this real quick, because I just want everybody to keep this in mind as we move forward to the state of the industry, where there's a person out there with better credentials than me actually saying this shit. So growth can only come from greater monetization of fewer remaining players. So if you have fewer players, the only way to have more growth is to make each individual player pay more.
Yes.
If players don't spend more, all new investments, hiring, raises, new games, etc., must be borne by existing players or otherwise reduce publisher profits. So basically, any new investments are passed on to you. So in order to spin up a new company to make a new game, it's like, well, we have to pay for that because we don't have new players that are coming in. Individual games can only grow by stealing other games' players, playtimes, or spend, because it is now a very much zero-sum game if you're not continually adding players to the market. So the only way for you to make money is to take my players away from my game and put them into your game.
Yeah, the only way for a lot of free-to-play games is to steal people from Fortnite.
Yep.
Is a good way of putting it.
Yeah. Or, I mean, all games. Like, if you want people to play Expedition 33, they got to stop playing Counter-Strike.
Yes.
Right? So,
like, there's only so many people playing right now.
Yes. It's even harder for new games to break through. That should be very obvious because, with the rest of what we just said.
Yeah.
The network effects of all games and gaming platforms are impaired, which in turn impairs the satisfaction spending rate of all remaining players. So if you have fewer people playing the games, you have fewer opportunities for people to get into matches. The less engagement you have overall means that the worse experience it is for new players, which means they're less likely to continue playing moving forward. And then last, if some players have stopped playing altogether, many are likely playing less too. This is basically saying that, like, if you're seeing a yearly downward drop, this is probably an indicator. Like, it's probably not that 2025 is the end of that trend, it's the beginning of that trend.
Yes.
So
because not everybody who's playing is still playing the same amount they did before.
Yeah. Now
which is kind of where I'm at.
We have a good example. Here's the thing: we've had a couple of stories.
Am I the reason this graph went down, Jeff?
Yes.
The second I got in a relationship?
It was you. You're the problem.
That's all I did back in the day.
You're the anti-hero.
Yeah.
The thing is, I was thinking about this before, and I was thinking, like, I play less than I used to, and I was actually thinking about it because I have a lot more time than you or other people to play video games. I have a lot more access to new video games than other people, and I'm playing less, and it was like, why am I playing less? And I thought about it, and here's what I came to. I think that this is something that everybody should keep in mind. I used to be able to buy a $50 video game and beat it in a week.
Yes.
I can't do that anymore. I buy an $80 video game that takes infinity to beat. That takes, like, an 8-hour video game can be finished in a few sittings over the course of a week, right? Like, you can beat it. You can buy it. You can play it. You can be satisfied with it. Handing you an infinity video game, handing you infinite shrimp means eventually you're going to get fucking tired of shrimp. If you get a shrimp basket from fucking Long John Silver's, you eat it, you've had enough shrimp, you're like, great. If you go to Red Lobster Never Ending Shrimp Fest, the only time that you stop eating shrimp is when you're like, I'm fucking sick of shrimp already. Yes. Hand me a curated experience that's not 85 hours long, and I will be more than happy to give it a shot. But, like, if all of your games that come out are going to take the person with 2 hours a night of game time or 3 hours a week of game time, it's going to take them 20 years to beat this fucking Persona 5 Royale.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying there shouldn't be longer games, but I'm saying the vast majority of games are so fucking long or infinite at this point that, like, that's a great value. You only got to buy one copy of The Witcher 3 and then you can play it for 2 years, right? Like,
yeah.
But if you wanted people to play more games, maybe make them more accessible, more like $40 8-hour games that are good, like, so that you can buy a game and you can play it and you can be done with it without having to devote your fucking life to it.
Well, that was the reason the PS2 era is so wonderfully loved, is because every game was at most 8 hours.
Yeah.
Like, there was very few games that lasted longer than that, and if they did, it was an RPG.
Like 20 hours was an RPG length.
Yeah, and that was if you did everything.
Right.
Type of thing. Like, there were people who beat RPGs in the 8 to 10 hour time frame because they do all this stuff. But, once you were done, you just bought another game, did that, and you did that over and over again to the point where you had this nice, like, library of, like, experiences.
Mm-hmm.
One of my years, I had the longest game I played was Elden Ring, and I never finished it.
That's a 200-hour fucking video game.
Yeah.
Like,
I had like 90 hours on it, and I never finished it.
Yeah.
That's 90 hours of time that I spent on a game I never finished.
Yeah.
That's insane. Like,
it's also not satisfying.
It's not satisfying at all because you're like, well, why am I still doing this? I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
It took it all, and Death Stranding 2. I loved Death Stranding 2.
Mm-hmm.
It still took me months to finish Death Stranding 2 because I didn't have the same time I used to have anymore.
Yeah.
And yeah, the problem is that the people who grew up on games don't have the time, and everything is too expensive even when you have the time to buy these things.
$80 fucking Mario Kart games on a $400 Switch too.
Yeah,
like,
and that game's probably gonna. And that's the other thing. That's a crapshoot, because if you spend $80 on a game like that, there's no guarantee you're gonna play that game for what you consider $80 is worth. Or it's the vice versa. You know, you pay $80 and you're like, this is too much stuff,
right?
Type of thing. Like, I remember the first time I ever played Horizon Zero Dawn, I got overwhelmed with what I could do. Same with Breath of the Wild. Same with Tears of the Kingdom. Like, sometimes you're just you see a game and you're like, I don't have time for you. And even if you've paid for it. And so it's frustrating, because I just want to be able to. That's what I loved about that Indiana Jones game so much. Was it was like, okay, this is just going to be a quick in and out adventure, and it was wonderful. I loved it. And same with Crisol. I'm really liking Crisol a lot, because I feel like I'm getting things done in a short period of time, where I'm like, I know I'm going to get to this ending of this game. And I'll be happy about that. Instead of playing, fucking
90 hours.
And
Persona
still not
5.
being done. Like, I've never finished Persona 5. I started it multiple times, and I never finished it.
Me too.
And I'm frustrated by that. To this day.
I'm sure it's a great game. Like, I don't have any doubt that it's a fucking great game. Like,
but I don't know how that game ends legitimately.
So
it's crazy to me.
And again, I want to make sure that I say this, because there's always gonna be somebody, and I don't know, I'm just shadow boxing with fucking ghosts. I think at this point the RageSelect audience is good enough, but like, I think that it's okay for there to be Persona 5s out there that are not for me. I think they're okay for there to be. I mean, Baldur's Gate 3 is a super long game, and I wouldn't like it to be shorter. I think it should be long, but there's not that many high quality 8-hour video games out there for me anymore.
That is the problem. It's not the fact that we don't think those games should exist. The problem is not every game should be those. And the problem is nowadays every game wants to be that. Like Red Dead Redemption 2, phenomenal game. I will never play that fucking game again.
Way too fucking long.
Because that game is long as fuck. It has a point that is supposed to be the epilogue of that game. That is the length of a game. I think Red Dead Redemption 1
of an actual video game. Yes.
It's ridiculous.
So I do think that might have something to do with it, because they've just shifted a lot of that over. And also, but the other thing about making a smaller game, right, is you can do it for less money. You don't need 100 fucking person team. You can crank them out faster. You can have a 2-year development cycle as opposed to this fucking forever bullshit. So I don't know. That's where I put my money. I'd love for anybody out there to put down in the comments why you're not playing video games. Do you find them to be? Because I think I'm still seeing games that are of very good quality that are coming out. Like there's a lot of games out there that I think are very good games. Like, not everything has to be a 10 out of 10. Romeo's a Dead Man is like a 78 on Metacritic, and I'm like, that's acceptable. A 78 is an acceptable game to play if it's fun.
Like, we loved Evil West. That's a great example of
loved Evil West.
A very short, but shorter game that was wonderful, and those are the types of games I want more of. And RoboCop Rogue City wasn't as long as like any of those other games, but I still think it was a great game. Like, we need more of those.
I think you just need shorter game experiences that people can get through.
Exactly.
But, let's see. Speaking of experiences that gamers can't get through, Bungie came out and they delayed their next expansion, Shadow and Order. It was supposed to come out. It's supposed to come out like 3 days after Marathon in March.
Oh my god.
I don't understand why that was even the thing in the first place, but they pushed it back to July, and apparently they're renaming it for some reason. Also, like, Destiny 2's numbers are as low as they've ever been in the history of the entire company. Like, I don't think Bungie is... Like, either they're gonna shift, either Marathon's got to do really good, or
they're fucked.
This time next year, we're talking about how Bungie has been scrapped for parts by Sony. Like,
because the thing about Destiny 1 and 2, is that they play wonderfully, but they are an example of infinity game. And the issue with them is they take away content too, which is also very stupid of them. So even if you want to play a lot of the stuff, you can't even play half of what used to be in the game. And it's clear that that probably was the original release date, but Marathon got delayed.
Right.
Because the Marathon was supposed to be out by now.
Yeah.
Originally, for people who don't know. And now they're like, oh shit, we should delay this because we need Marathon to not. It was what that graph said.
Yeah.
The only way to get new players is to take away from the other players.
You got to get them Arc Raiders players over in your Marathon. Like
you can't. So you have to get your Destiny players away from Destiny 2
That's also
to
true.
try Marathon.
Yep.
So they're like, well, and you can't have Marathon people taking away from your big relaunch of Destiny, essentially.
Sure.
Like they're kind of fucked in that way, but we'll see what happens with this delay.
Yeah. Let's see. Speaking of Sony, we got some interesting PlayStation news. This is more of a transition. This is more of a rage transition, I should say. So, PlayStation in the UK has there's a company in the UK called Raylo, not the Star Wars fanfic, but Raylo.
I was about to say,
who will rent you a PlayStation 5 for $33 a month. And $39 if you want a second controller. Now, they have ads out there saying $15 a month. That is if you sign a 2-year contract.
Yeah, that's one of those. God, imagine renting a PS5 for 2 years.
Yeah, and the thing is, at the end of all this, you don't own a PlayStation. You send it back. It's not rent to own. It's just rent it, baby. Which, like, I understand that, there's people that don't have the money for a PlayStation, but hot damn, is this a shitty sign of things to come with, like...
Well, it's a shitty sign if they get a lot of 2-year people.
Yeah.
It's one thing if somebody does it for a couple months, because there's not that many games on there that are, like, exclusive in a way that you would want to do that with.
Yes.
Like, I could see somebody paying $30 to rent a PS5 for a month because they had enough time to finish Spider-Man 2 and, like... one of the Horizon games or something like that.
Yeah.
But if somebody signed a 2-year contract for a PS5, just buy a just like lay away a PS5 type of thing.
They also give you, it's apparently really, really easy to sign up. And if you want to cancel, you have to have paid at least 18 months plus the next month and the month after that in order to cancel. And it's like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, no, that's dystopian as shit.
I don't. Woo. Yeah.
Because renting a console isn't a new thing. You used to be able to rent consoles back during the Blockbuster age. We rented an N64 a bunch of times.
You bought your Xbox on a payment plan, right?
I did buy my Xbox on a payment plan.
They have that shit. Like, yeah, fucking do that.
You just do that. Yeah, at this point, yeah.
But yeah, so that's bad. I don't recommend anybody doing it. Blick. But it's not Sony's fault. It's the fault of this fucking company. So whatever.
Yeah. But
what is Sony's fault is these rumors that we're hearing that the PS6 could be delayed to 2028 or even 2029. So apparently, the rumblings we've been hearing for a long time now is that next year was supposed to be a PS6 launch, 2027. Before we go any further in the story, I think that's fucking ridiculous. Like, I'm not seeing... Like, I know what top-of-the-line PC game... Like, top-of-the-line games on a PC with the most modern NVIDIA card looks like. They do not look significantly better than the PlayStation.
They do at best, I think, like some lighting stuff and some frame rate stuff.
Yes.
It's kind of all they do nowadays.
They do look better. I'm not saying they don't entirely, but so much so that we need a new console generation, and it's like,
well, it's not like, like you said, it's not going from a PS3 to a PS5 type of thing,
right?
Like the way it used to be, where for the argument used to be like, well, you should get a PC because everything looks like it's the most realistic thing you've ever seen, but now they're like right next to each other.
Yes,
the only difference is that one car runs slightly better than the other one, and that's kind of where we're at.
And the reason, so everyone want to say it with me, it's like RAM shortage.
Yes.
It's artificial intelligence RAM shortage because everything is getting hoovered up into that fucking business to the point where I was thinking the other day, Michael, I was like, can capitalism do that? Like, I'm a consumer and I might need to purchase RAM, and I keep seeing these stories. There's like, yes, all RAM has been purchased until 2027, and I'm like, if you came to my town and you were like, I'm going to buy every car in Austin for the entire year, it'd be like, bitch, people need cars. People need RAM, God damn it. Like, you shouldn't be allowed to just buy all the RAM.
That's the thing about capitalism, is that capitalism only works on money.
Right.
Like, that's the thing. The only reason capitalism works is when somebody's like, well, I'm not going to pay you for the thing. And they're like, well, I guess we should make a better product.
Right.
But what's going on is we're going, well, I'm not going to pay that.
Yeah.
Like, that's great. But Scrooge McDuck, and I mean the literal Scrooge McDuck,
Yeah.
is buying things from me every 20 minutes.
Right.
So I don't give a fuck about any of this.
Yeah.
And that's what's going on. But the funniest thing is that the funniest part about this is it's not just us getting fucked. It's like watching a bunch of Scrooge McDucks fighting each other to the death over RAM instead. Because I was looking at an advertisement for a new Google phone, and I was like, well, what's the difference between this? Because it's much cheaper.
Yeah.
And it has less RAM than the other phones.
Oh.
And because it's clear that they're like, well, you need to figure out how to do this with less RAM.
Sure.
So they're making like 8 gig RAM phones instead of the 12 to 15 they were making for a long time up until this point.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, now you, the consumer, can still give us money even though we're having a hard time making these.
You give me more money for a crappier product.
Exactly.
You're welcome.
It's a whole thing. Yeah.
Also, so Steam Decks are completely out of stock in a lot of places.
Yeah.
And Valve finally came out this week, and they were like, "Yeah, it's what you think it is. It's the fucking we can't get the goddamn RAM to make Steam Decks. So I don't know. We'll get back to you when we figure something out. But like, I don't know what to tell you. You can't get RAM. We can't get RAM. Nobody can get fucking RAM right now. So.
Gaming is going to be really fucking interesting for the next couple of years.
I am walking on tiptoes. I swear to God, it's been it's winter and I had a lot of static this year, and sometimes I would just touch my desk and it would be such a static shock that my monitor would click on and off, and every time it happened I was like, oh baby Jesus, please say, I don't care if everything else dies, but save my RAM. Kill the monitor, but save my RAM.
I keep looking at my PlayStation sweating because I have that like fucking disc the extension for my
the SSD
SSD, and I'm just like, don't you fucking break on me. I can't afford another one of you motherfuckers.
Well, speaking of, that's a great segue, Michael. So they came for our RAM. They came for our NVMe chips, the storage chips.
Yeah.
Now they're coming for the physical hard drives.
Oh my God!
Platter hard drives.
Why?
Because they need things. They need compute.
This is so much worse than the crypto fucking time frame.
Like this is so it hasn't happened yet, but this is a graph showing the average cost of like a Western Digital Blue drive, and as of February this year, it's like. It went from like probably around $75 on average to it's about $105 at this point. And this is probably the beginning of that thing spiking up because once you purchased all the RAM and all of the NVMe wafers, the platters are next, baby. I need storage.
Part of this raise might also just be people panic buying some of these.
Could be.
And so people are like, well, I should start increasing my prices for that still.
Yeah.
And oh my God, PC gamers, I feel so bad for you guys because you guys are so up and high and mighty about like, well, it's just so easy to make a computer now. And it's like, well, man, now it's going to be fucking only kings can make computers again.
So here's the sentence that makes you want to die. Both Seagate and Western Digital, two of the biggest hard drive manufacturers, have told Investment that their stock is completely sold out through 2027, according to a report from German outlet Heise or something like that. So,
that's insane.
Yeah. Like, I don't...
Oh, my God.
Again, this is one of those things where I'm like, if a company came to your town and they were like, we're buying all the underwear. We're buying all of the underwear, and if there's any new underwear, we bought all that too. We bought all the underwear that's going to be produced through the entire year, and you'd be like... I vote for a government that has like guns and stuff that can go get me some underwear from you assholes? I'm not going to sit here wearing a goddamn bandana as underwear because of capitalism, okay? There comes a point where the torches and pitchforks have to come out because fuck you, man.
Well, this is the thing about like what always frustrates me is like the reason why like certain things last longer is because you keep the people happy during that time frame.
Yeah.
So they don't grab the pitchforks and torches But now none of that's true anymore.
Yeah.
It's just we keep going, well, we may live in a dystopian nightmare, but I can still buy Metal Gear Solid 3 and play it on something very easily.
Yeah.
And now we're looking at it like, well, no, you can't now.
Right.
If your system breaks, you're kind of fucked from here on until 2029, it turns out. So fuck me.
Yeah. Yep. Let's see. We got a bunch more of this. We're on this topic for a little while, by the way.
God damn.
There is a Chinese company that is making, it's called CXMT. That decided that they were going to start making new RAM, and it was cheap, and they were going to sell it to manufacturers in order to make PC DDR4 RAM at a relatively cheap price.
Sorry, that meme.
Yes, I know, it's fucking horrible. So
people can't see it, but it's one of those Chad memes of a Chinese guy holding
people.
RAM.
So people got some DDR4 and DDR5. They got some of the RAM. They did tests on it. They were like, it's pretty good. The wafers seemed like they're pretty good. It's not quite up to the standard of like your best in class RAM, but like it's cheap. Cheap RAM ain't as good. Okay, fine,
that
whatever.
Makes sense, yeah.
So that's great, right? Like maybe things won't be so bad.
I'm waiting for the bud.
Well, first off, CXMT is banned in the United States.
Of course it is.
Because of the politicals. And then second, it seems like CXMT might be starting to be courted by the AI hyperscalers to buy all of their RAM too. Because apparently it's like there's not enough RAM on this entire fucking planet.
I swear to God.
That. And it's
I swear to God.
What?
We're wasting our water and our RAM. This is bullshit.
Yeah. So
we need to break into these places and liberate RAM is all I'm saying.
Also, because this is a startup and a smaller company, they literally can't manufacture it at scale for like our market, right? So it's like it's like a little bit of water. It's like I'm pouring solo cups of water into the reservoir right now.
This is fucking insane.
It sucks.
I can't believe this is happening.
Sucks. Now there was a report that came out last week that apparently some folks have seen indications that we might be at the like plateau of overall RAM prices, because the big jump went up in January, February, December and January. So now in February, it's like it was kind of flat, like it went up a little bit, but it wasn't the fucking hockey stick just blam through the roof bullshit, right? However, I only learned about this today, but like the fucking Nvidia's got this it's like an AI processor that's like a rack mounted one, so you're gonna rack like a lot of it.
Okay.
And every one of these fucking Vera Rubin super chip AI processors has 576 gigabytes of RAM on it.
What the actual fuck?
Like every one of them has 576 gigs of RAM, and they're made to be racked. They're made to have like a rack of 25 or 30 of these fucking things.
Oh my God.
What is and I would just like to say one more time, because every time this comes up, this is what I say. What am I getting for this? What am I getting?
That's the thing. We don't get anything out of this.
I'm barely even getting memes out of this.
Yeah.
I'm not getting
a lot of bad John Wick fighting Daniel Craig videos apparently on Threads.
It sucks. Okay. Now that we're out of the hardware AI, let's go to the software AI.
Oh, Jesus.
Unity. Hey, you remember Unity?
Yeah, I do.
You remember how you remember their great business decisions in the past where they wanted everybody to back pay them for the amount of Unity that got used in their games?
Oh God, fucking Unity.
They got a new thing. What do they do now? They want to add the AI to Unity. They want to add the AI to Unity, and one of their, let me see if I can read this dystopian thing. Let's see. At the Game Developer Conference in March, we'll be unveiling a beta of the new upgraded Unity AI, which will enable developers to prompt full casual games into existence with natural language only, native to our platform. So it's simple to move from prototype to finished product. Because if there's one thing that I can say with certainty, Michael, it's that there's not enough video games in the world. There are definitely not enough video games, and I definitely have time to play all of the ones that are out there. And I've got so much free time where I'm just wandering around my house like the John Travolta meme going, where are the games for me to play? But don't worry, because now we're going to pump out the AI Unity slop games.
It's going to be a brutal time.
Yep.
Unless somebody finally makes that Birds game.
Even if they do, that's a joke game, man.
I'd be cool with that. Yeah. Might as well. Fuck it.
I mean, like, I keep looking at this going, like, you guys, I have yet to see an example of any of these things that would be a thing I would want to consume. Right now, it's just a thing that I look at and go, oh, that looks like shit, and then move on with my day. It's like, I don't know. Like, the Midjourney was interesting for a month. Like, I was kind of using that. I was kind of playing around with that, but now I'm like, it's gross.
The whole thing is ridiculous.
We also had a nice story. Well, last week, there's a open source free game development software called Godot. It's being used to make a couple of kind of semi high profile games. Nothing really big.
Okay.
So apparently Godot ran into a little bit of a problem because people were making hundreds of push requests a day to their GitHub. For anybody who doesn't know, a push request is like, GitHub is a code repository. You copy your code to your own computer, you make changes in the code, and then you do what's called a push request, where you're trying to push the changes you made to the main branch.
Oh, okay.
So then they get reviewed, and then people are like, oh, that's a good change. I will approve it. And then it gets added in the code. The push requests were all AI code with LLM descriptions coming in, where they were like, it seems like people wanted wanted the Godot software to do a thing, so they would ask ChatGPT to edit the software and then like write them a description of what the edit was, and then make a push request to their GitHub branch trying to shove those things up there. Like the guy that's the head of it was like, I'm 90% sure that they don't even know what they're doing. Like,
they're just sending us random shit.
They were just being sent all this stuff, and like they all have to be gone through. They can't just mass deny them. There could be legitimate stuff in there.
There could be some actual ones that work in there.
So like they were asked online, like, what can people do to help? And they're like, you could send us money so we can hire more people to fucking sift through this bullshit. But I'm not going to add AI to evaluate the AI fucking push request to our code base.
It will kind of destroy the point.
So.
Because then we might get some bad approvals.
Yeah. So, yeah, great.
Because it's going to be that meme of like Obama giving himself a medal. Because it's going to be an AI going, good job, AI, and then starts approving shit.
Okay, maybe here's something that's kind of better. This is a weird story. That new Lego Batman game, Legacy of Dark Knight.
Oh yeah.
Lowered the amount of RAM that you need to play the game.
Oh, good for them.
So when they listed it, it was 32 gigs of RAM, and they have lowered it to 16. Now they said that when they listed it on Steam, they just had to put in a number, and so they put in 32. The last game they put out, which was the Star Wars Skywalker Saga.
Skywalker Saga, yeah.
Or that was not the last one, but one of them was
one
only
of the biggest Lego ones, yeah.
8 gigs of RAM, and they were like, what the fuck do you need 32? What do you need 4 times as much RAM for the new Lego game? God damn it.
The cape needs to be as nice as possible, Jeff.
So some people have speculated that we're now going to see game developers really focusing on optimization to be able to lower the amount of RAM that you need to play a game, because the goddamn RAM is so goddamn expensive.
Yeah,
so,
that's the only way you can make those work. Maybe the RAM was needed for Matt Berry specifically. You can't contain him without that much RAM.
We did the numbers and we found out that our AI Matt Berry voice costs more than actually hiring Matt Berry to come in and do all of the lines over 2 days.
Exactly.
I just got a message telling me to upgrade my phone, so that's cool.
Was it from Matt Berry?
No. Okay, in Japan, the ROG Ally X has shot up about $200 in price, which also seems to be related to again, same thing we've been talking about. No real big. I mean, this also could be that thing where Microsoft raises the price on their thing even though it sells really poorly, because I'm sure the ROG Ally X is not exactly flying off the shelves in fucking Japan.
I was about to say this is they shot it up in a place that no one gives a shit about them in.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they're expecting here. Maybe they want to get the RAM from them. Like,
maybe
get them sent back.
Maybe they'll be like, oh, nobody wants to buy them. Quick, open them up and get the RAM out. Get the RAM out.
Just fucking take all the RAM.
Take out the RAM and the hard drive. Yeah. Okay, we're moving out of the AI dimension. We're moving out of the AI dimension into regular news, but we have to move fast because we only got about 15 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Skyrim launched on the Switch 2 over the holidays.
I didn't even know that.
You remember that? Okay.
Skyrim gets ported to everything.
Yep. The weird thing was it only ran at 30 frames per second, and it had a bunch of input lag, and people were like, the what? Skyrim? Like the PS3 game Skyrim?
Yeah.
The one that runs on everything runs that bad on the Switch 2?
That's dumb.
So, but it got a performance patch just recently, and I guess it now fucking runs at 60 frames per second, and it's like, well, yeah, good. Fucking what do you expect? Like, I don't know what that was. So
yeah, like even in handheld, that shouldn't be a thing because again, it's a 360 game.
The only way to do that would be if Bethesda is just like tripping over their own dick to put out badly optimized old versions of video games that nobody wants to buy anymore. Oh wait,
no, that's yeah. I wasn't going to say anything after that.
Let's see another Switch news. So Nintendo's been on a tear about taking down the emulators. There was a new big slate of emulators that all went down. One of them, however, is called, let's see, Eden. Which is a fork of Yuzu, another GitHub term, which was one that already got taken down. And they basically said, no, we will go to court with you, Nintendo.
Oh.
Which is interesting because, as I understand it, from us talking about it previously, one of the reasons that a lot of the other emulators were a problem was because the people that were working on the emulators literally were running like a piracy subreddit where they were explaining how the thing works.
Yeah, they would have people be like, hey, how can I get Zelda to work? So, okay, I'm going to give you step-by-step instructions on how to illegally pirate Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Because that's actually that's the main thing is that emulators themselves are not illegal.
Yes.
And that's why people were able to do it for so long easily because legally you can own an emulator and you can play a game on that emulator if you own it and you dump it yourself to do that.
Yep.
But that's not what people were doing, of
Yes.
course.
It was a very wink wink nudge nudge,
Yeah.
if you know what I mean.
In fact, a lot of emulator sites used to have the law like on there going, hey, by the way, this is what it is legally, so if you're not doing this, that's on you.
Yeah.
Type of thing. But they're still taken down, of course, because that's not how that works either.
So yeah, I mean, I kept saying that it's like, well, if you're not fucking on a subreddit, like advertising it,
Yeah.
if you divorce your development staff from the social media bullshit, then like there should not be any reason for them to take you down.
Exactly.
And if they did, and they maintained proper, fucking like records and everything, then it's like, well, no, you guys went on a takedown spree because of that, but we didn't do that, so I'll see you in court, and we'll finally do the emulator case. If you've got the balls to step up to the plate to be like, no, they're legal, stop it.
Yeah.
Like you could go after ROM sites, but you can't take down emulators because they're technically not illegal. So, yep. Also, Discord is speaking of weird legal shit. Discord is backing off a little bit from the horrible stuff that we saw last week.
I'm not surprised, but I'm also surprised that they actually did it.
Well, the thing is that people have actually started to catch bots inside of Discord servers scraping information because they were like, yeah, you gotta take a picture and we're definitely not gonna save it, and we're definitely not gonna steal your data, and we're definitely not gonna sell your data to an AI firm that does an AI bullshit. We're definitely gonna be really cool with your data, even though there was like a breach last year where 70,000 Discord accounts got like floated out into the wild. Also, just FYI, the software that they're using, which is called Doobie-Doobie-Doo. I forget what it's called. There's a specific piece of software that they're using is run by a company, and one of the founders is Peter Thiel. And I don't know if that some people's ears might perk up when they hear that name, but if they don't, you might want to go. I mean, probably go out and just check and see what that dude's all about, because it's a bit of a roller coaster ride when you click on a video that says, "Who is Peter Thiel?"
He's an interesting guy. He's a very interesting guy.
Like the South Park version of him was not that far off the mark, and may even have been a little toned down, depending on how you look at it. So
yeah, that man is an interesting one.
Yeah,
to say the least.
I do think that I'm. Do you think that Discord's going to back down off of this, or are they going to try to shove it through?
They're going to try to shove it through because they have to on one side of the world.
Yeah.
And two, it would be easier to like do it for everything at once instead of having to like segregate the code from one side to the other side.
I could say I would be. I mean, I don't want to go through the hassle of trying to come up with something else for the patrons to hang out, but by the same token, like, I'm kind of sick of it, to the point where like I don't want to ask people to get on the fucking I'm going to AI scrape your conversations to evaluate your age.
Yeah.
Like app. Fuck the UK. Fuck them. You turn that off. The entire rest of the world uses this. Like, I don't give a shit what their fucking nanny bullshit state is about. Like, I don't want your AI to be looking at my goddamn chats. Like, I didn't accept that. Like,
I'm hoping that they'll the backlash is strong enough for them to consider not doing it.
Yeah.
But I see them just going the easy route personally.
Yeah, me too. Let's see. Hey, that Saudi investment fund that's been buying everything bought a new thing, but this is a little weirder. This one is a mobile company called Moonton that is owned by ByteDance. And they are
I think they're the ones who made that AI that everyone's suing right now.
They have this plain Cuphead style, like plain mobile app thing.
Oh yeah, I remember that because we saw the trailer for that,
and we were like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
So yeah, apparently they're going after them now. This is a weird one though, because I don't think that any of us would notice, but they have they put out a 2016 MOBA called Mobile Legends Bang Bang that's been downloaded over 1 billion times, with a B.
That's crazy.
1 billion times.
I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, it's obviously a company that's really big in Asia, right?
Yeah,
so,
usually that happens when the Asian territories, they love mobile gaming.
Yep. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, they already purchased Niantic a little while back in 2025, last year,
about that,
for $3.5 billion. Okay. All right. Cool. The Den of Wolves, the kind of Payday, but inside of people's heads in cyberspace game, hasn't launched yet, but has laid off a large number of their employees pre-launch.
God, you guys need to fucking stop doing this bullshit. What the fuck, guys?
Yeah.
I forgot about that game's existence, by the way.
It's not out.
Maybe
it's not fucking out.
That's the thing. Yeah, it's not out. But maybe they fired them all to make advertising money.
Everybody overextended, and now it's like, well, you've got a live service Payday clone in cyberspace. Do you think you're going to have that many monthly users when you launch? Probably not. I mean,
yeah, probably not.
I don't even know what happened with Payday 3. Let's see. NetEase let go of another American company. This company did not actually put anything out, called Anchor Point. It was headed by the lead designer on Control. They had a website. They had some pictures of plants. They were talking about, we're going to make wonderful games for everybody. But NetEase cut them loose, but they said that they're going to go ahead and try to secure independent funding to keep making the games they're making. I wish them all the best. This does not seem like a good time for finding venture capital in the games industry.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, there's so many people that are like, I'm not able to get funding unless I use the word AI somewhere lately.
Yep.
And it's very, very much a pain in the ass to see what's going to happen. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Tencent ends up being somebody they talk to eventually.
Yeah. I mean, go back to last week's conversation with the Danganronpa guy. Just lie to them. Just say it's got a lot of AI in it and lie to them. Just put AI on the front of the box and just be like, it's got a ton of AI in it.
It's all AI.
It's all AI. Yeah. Riot came out to assure us all that they're still very fully committed to working on 2XKO after laying off a huge number of people from that game as well. So apparently they've got 2 new characters that are coming. That's one where we had a good time with that game.
Yeah, we liked it quite a bit, actually.
But it's also another one of these, like, well, you can only play it online. And I'm like, I would actually play the shit out of that game if it had like a story mode with like cutscenes and shit. Like,
yeah, the main issue that game is having right now is it's not enough for the casual gamer.
Yeah,
because the casual fighting gamer likes having a story mode for their fighting games, or just even an arcade mode that feels like something's happening in it. If that makes sense. And I feel like that's kind of the issue right now.
Okay. Sega has written $200 million off of the purchase of Rovio, the Angry Birds
company. I forgot
company.
they were doing that. Did that finally go through?
Oh, that was back in 2023. So they bought it for $776 million. And apparently over the last 2 years, who would have guessed the Angry Birds developer has not produced results the way that Sega wanted. So,
I don't even know if they've done anything since that has happened.
I don't know either. I'm pretty sure the era of Angry Birds is over, but you guys got tricked right when it was around the time the Angry Birds movie came out, and they were like, oh man, Angry Birds forever. Everybody loves them Angry Birds. Buy them. Buy those Angry Birds.
Yeah. I think they had 2 movies and I think a show, question mark?
So I don't know. We'll see what happens.
That second movie is actually pretty fun, by the way. If you guys ever watched the second movie, it's got some great gags.
Let's see. Oh, yeah. David Jaffe talked a lot of shit last week about that new God of War Sons of Sparta.
We did talk about this, the one during the actual gameplay as well.
I saw some. I read more, and it's just like, damn, what a salty old man. Like, fucking.
Man, he's all clean shaven and has no hair now.
Yeah.
He does not look like what I remember him looking at all.
What does it say? Here's a quote from one of his thoughts videos. Let's just make some generic fucking kid, like we're watching a kid's WB show or something. It's probably some bullshit writer going, oh, I know what people want to see. How did people become this way? No one cares. It's a dumb idea. They wanted something like blasphemous and turns violent. It's bloody. It's serious. It has the tone of early God of War games. If people got a war out of it, and you just said, hey, we're making a game about this kid, most people would say, that doesn't sound like a very compelling idea for a video game character, because it's not. Because that's a stupid way to describe that game. Yeah, it's just a game about a kid with a spear fighting demons in like ancient Greece. Like
no, what?
If somebody just described that game as it's just a game about a kid, and then you went to play it, you'd be like, oh, you're stupid. You're a stupid person.
Also, David Jaffe hasn't made anything worth a goddamn in fucking almost 10 years.
Absolutely.
And even then, actually, no, that's longer than 10 years, because the last game he made was almost 10 years ago, and it was garbage.
Yep. So I don't care.
No one cares about you, David Jaffe.
No one cares, David Jaffe. Hey, Capcom put, speaking of things to complain about, Capcom put Dino Crisis 1 and 2 up on Steam over the weekend.
Oh.
These are the same versions of Dino Crisis 1 and 2 that are available on GOG.com, with one difference.
What's that?
DRM.
Oh, really? What the fuck?
Yep. It's the exact same SKUs, but they shoved a bunch of DRM, which in the past has been linked to performance issues, because of having to phone home all the time, into the Steam version. So nice to see that Capcom is bringing back the old Capcom tradition of just kicking themselves in the balls over and over again.
It's a very well loved tradition by them. So,
like, do you know how easy it is to steal Dino Crisis, motherfuckers? It's literally for sale on another website without this shit.
Yeah, it's like, why would anyone buy the Steam version then at this point?
Yep.
It's so stupid.
Yep.
You guys should buy Dino Crisis, by the way. It's a fun day.
Let's wrap it up with a couple quick movie news things. There was a brief interview with one of the producers that's on that new Resident Evil movie that Zach Kreger is making, where they said they basically have given him carte blanche to do whatever the fuck he wants. And I think that's a good idea, because I've seen what happens when the studios try to make a successful Resident Evil movie, and it has been bad.
It's been bad.
There's one I didn't even watch. There's a whole Netflix show that I think I started one episode of and then stopped.
I will always remember that show for a couple of reasons. One was the use, I think, of like porn or something that's mentioned at some point.
Okay.
And the other is Lance Reddick. Lance Reddick in a really bad wig.
Okay.
Because he was playing, because he played Wesker in it.
Oh, God.
So there's a moment where they had to give him the Wesker hair.
Yep.
And oh my God.
Yep.
It was fucking ridiculous.
That was a weird show where it was like the high school in the Resident Evil universe.
Yeah.
And Wesker's daughter, and people got all mad because Lance Reddick was playing Wesker, and I was like, I don't care about that. I just think this is a bad show.
It's just a bad show.
So,
and then there's a bunch of Resident Evil stuff that just does not work.
The last thing I enjoyed was that stupid ass one where they go to the island.
Oh yeah,
and it's like the Avengers of Resident Evil where everybody teams up. And
that was pretty funny.
It
actually.
was fucking stupid, and I loved it.
They were all really dumb. I never watched the other live action Resident Evil they made.
Yeah, that reboot one in 2023
never saw
or
it.
something. Neither did I. So, but yeah, apparently I have hope that Zach Krager could do it most horrifying and also slightly goofy, because if you've watched Weapons, there are a couple of goofy ass parts of Weapons.
Well, what I love is he said it's not an adaptation of anything. It just takes place in the Resident Evil universe.
Yes,
and that's a really good idea.
Absolutely. And last but not least, we have our Amy Rose, Michael. It's Kristen Bell.
Yes.
Kristen Bell is going to be Amy Rose in Sonic the Hedgehog 4. I was looking at the cast list for Sonic the Hedgehog, and I'm like, damn, you guys are going to bankrupt this franchise just on the number of people that you have. Is like,
they have some fucking big names for this
Keanu
universe.
and Idris Elba, and, like, I know that Kristen Bell isn't exactly like the toppest of top flight movie ladies, but like not for nothing. Like she is going to charge.
I think they save money because they pay Ben Schwartz like $1.
He's just doing it for the exposure. So, yep. And with that, we're going to go ahead and take a break. We come back. We got a whole bunch of trailers. So stick around. We'll see you in just a minute. And it's time for part 3, and that means no more AIs. No more AIs to talk about.
They've
except
all
for the ones that are inside of video games, driving the bad guys.
Exactly, or Terminators.
And actually, this first thing is I don't have a trailer for this, but I just put Fortnite at the beginning for some reason. It's just something that I do now.
I saw the images for these skins.
Yeah,
which caught me off guard. I didn't know this was happening.
Solo leveling is the next some of the next set of skins. The thing is that I saw them, and it's a little bit different than you might think, because they aren't solo leveling the anime skins. They're solo leveling Arise skins, the game that we played.
The game that we played.
So it's a little different than it would look in the actual show. But it's the main guy, and then there's this knight called Ignis, this kind of red knight.
Yeah, I think it was in the
show.
beginning of the game that we did.
And then there's the lady, whatever her name is.
Hey Jude or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know her name either. I've never played that or never watched it.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. I like to see that they're digging deep for more stuff.
Yeah, they've been surprising me with what they've chosen more and more. Like there was a regular show one that caught me completely off guard.
Oh yeah.
And then the same with when the Danny Phantom one came up, that caught me off guard.
The cool thing about this one, I did watch a video where somebody was looking at them. The cool thing about this one is the glider for this is like the dragon that the main character has, and it's like literally a huge dragon.
Oh, that's fun.
Instead of like hanging from a glider, this huge dragon just comes up underneath him and then goes down, and that's like how it looks. So it's really cool.
That is really cool.
And they got the it's got the twin daggers, and there's a backpack that looks like the big grinning skull from the beginning.
That thing is freaky.
So yeah, pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, I saw the Night One's outfit and stuff, so it's just very interesting.
All right, Michael, you and I were bored to talk about this fucking Rainbow Six Siege.
I sent you this, and you're like, what?
You sent me the teaser.
I sent you the original teaser.
Yeah, this is the full-on trailer. So they put fucking Solid Snake, voiced by David Hayter himself, into Rainbow Six Siege, and they have a little trailer where he's coming in, throws a smoke bomb, and he's knocking out a bunch of guys, and then Sam Fisher takes care of the last one. They added him back in 2020 as Agent Zero or something like that.
Yeah. And the craziest thing is he looks fantastic.
He really does.
He looks really cool. They actually got his beard right for once. So he looks like Metal Gear Solid 2 Snake.
There's a good
what they've been doing.
There's a good joke as he. I don't know if you watched this one, but
I did watch it, but I forgot what happened.
There's a good joke as he beats up all the guys, and then Sam Fisher takes out this last guy that he didn't get to, and Snake says, "Kept me waiting, huh?"
Oh, that's right. That's what he says.
Okay,
yeah.
that's good. But Michael, I have one giant problem with this. Do you know what my giant problem with this is?
What's that?
I'm looking at a young Snake and an old Sam Fisher.
yeah.
I want to see young Sam Fisher and young Snake team up, or, middle-aged Sam Fisher, not old man Fisher, or old Snake and old Sam Fisher.
That would have been fun. Yeah.
I want him with the fucking Tom Selleck mustache out here doing his, injecting fox dye directly into his neck and have that little bacon sizzle sound.
So somebody was telling me a lot about what Snake actually does, and and it actually is really cool.
Yeah.
And it makes me wish I liked Rainbow Six Siege to use him, because he has the famous gun from Metal Gear Solid 1.
Okay.
His pistol's like a SOCOM essentially.
The silent SOCOM.
And he doesn't have his own equipment class.
Okay.
He takes other people's equipment because everything is SOP for him.
Sure.
And I'm like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I think that's a great way of including him into this game.
Sure.
And I wish I liked the game to play it, to do that, but I'm like, no, I'm good, but I'm happy that they actually put a lot of love into this.
Or that somebody else could pick up the mantle of Metal Gear and make more Metal Gear games.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff you can still do. I know that, the timeline's completely done, but
yeah,
you just do what they've done, which is, make spin-offs that take place between certain time frames.
Sure.
Because there's a lot of stuff that happened to Otacon and Snake between 1 and 2.
Yeah.
You could easily do something like that with that.
Absolutely.
And David Hayter still got it.
Yep.
So,
he definitely does. I just wish there was a young Sam Fisher.
That does bum me out, yeah.
Let's see from there. Speaking of big crossover stuff, a quick trailer for Demon Slayer Hinokami Chronicles 2. The latest character to get added is Tanjiro. And I know what you're thinking. That guy's in all the Demon Slayer
I was about to be
games.
what if he's not in this game? That would be shocking. That would blow everyone's mind.
There are already 4 of him in this game because this is his move set from Infinity Castle.
Yeah,
that's what they're doing.
Well, yeah, that's just that's a very anime thing where that's the same. The main character has so many different arcs throughout it.
Yep.
That it's Naruto when he first starts, Naruto when he becomes fucking demony, Naruto when he learns the Rasengan, that sort of thing.
Right.
The same with the Gokus. They do that a lot with the Dragon Ball ones.
There's a lot. Everybody that's in this particular season pass at this point, it's Zenitsu and Akaza and then Gyu. They're all the just Infinity Castle moveset versions. So only the first guy, this is a new guy that was in the movie. That's this demon guy.
It literally just says the Infinity Castle character pass.
Yes.
So,
yeah. So
I guess it's everybody.
And then the next one is Shinobu. And then I guess there's one more kind of original character. There's a little bit of a cheaty pass.
Yes.
Right? Because that's a lot of just reusing with new animations type of thing. So it's not even their outfits were significantly different in Infinity Castle.
No, that was the thing. It's not like the way Naruto is. By the time the show's done, he's wearing something different.
Yeah,
they're pretty much wearing the same thing.
It's been a year since the show started at this point in the thing. This show takes place over not the longest period of time in the world.
That is the thing a lot of people don't notice about some animes. They don't take place that long.
Yeah.
Some of them. Yeah, My Hero is at most 2 years.
2, maybe 3
at most.
Maybe 3. 3 at most, at maximum. For you, Michael, Fatal Fury City of the Wolves has got some new Street Fighter collaborations.
I did watch this, actually.
Yeah. Who's the guy? They got an outfit. They have a
Luke
outfit.
For, I can't remember. It's, why can't I remember his name off the top of my head? Sorry, I'm on the spot at this point.
Yeah.
But there's a Luke outfit for...
Let's see.
For Rock, if I remember correctly.
Rock, yep.
I don't remember the woman's name, but she's wearing a... Jury outfit.
Yep.
She says that spider.
But why do they leave her hair pink? They need to give her the black hair like Jury if you wanted to have a. They dyed his hair.
No, that's just Rock's hair. That's the thing.
All right.
That's why I was I know his name, but I was trying to remember because that's Rock Howard is what his name is.
There's a whole story for Ken or
it's for Terry.
Terry.
There's a new Terry boss that's called the what the hell is it? It's the guy from. If you ever play Capcom vs. SNK 2, there's that guy who's wearing the outfit who sucks Akuma's powers or whatever. It's a version of that for Terry.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I thought it was just the Dark Ryu version of Terry.
Yeah, no, that's basically what it is. But it's it's got a specific name for it. It's the
okay.
I don't remember if the trailer names it or not, but he looks pretty cool.
Yeah, he's all just what does it say up there? Cage Wolf.
Kage Wolf. That's
Kage Wolf?
So it's like
Okay.
Demon Wolf is, is what it means.
He does like kind of the Kuma thing, but this is a star on the back of Terry glowing instead of the big conch
That's really
character.
fun.
So
I still have this game, so maybe I'll get back into it eventually. So
I doubt that highly, but
probably.
But
to be
it's still
honest.
pretty cool. It's still pretty
It's
cool.
still really cool.
It's nice to see the crossovers are much more easy flowing these days. So.
They're very I'm happy that SNK and Capcom, because I just want them to make another Capcom versus SNK.
Sure.
That would just be the thing everybody wants, but they seem to be like, I'll give you a character or two type of thing.
Yeah.
So
let's see. From there, we got the launch trailer for Styx Blades of Greed. I'm still like holding out hope. This looks pretty cool.
I forget this is happening every time.
Yep. This is like the fourth Styx game.
Yeah.
I don't know how they keep making them. To be honest,
I'd assume that this franchise was dead, and then this trailer, the last time we talked about it, was like, oh, they made another one.
Yep. So they kind of go into the storyline. There's like these weird crystals. I don't like that the actual gameplay just looks a lot less good than the cutscenes. Which that's fine. It's pre-rendered, whatever. But yeah, there's these weird crystals in the world, and it seems like they're possessed with some kind of like dark magic. And Styx is gonna get them all though because he wants them.
Yeah.
So
it's gonna be the best. It's gonna stop Dr. Cortex from getting them all or whatever.
Looks like a lot of Styx. Looks like a lot of Styx action. I don't know. I'm trying to decide whether to give this one a spot because I'm sure it's a full price game. So
probably. Yeah.
I'm trying to, but I don't know. I've always liked what I played of Styx, but I've never stuck with any of them long enough.
I've never been very good at them because it's so much more stealth than I'm used to pulling off.
It's more like Thief stealth than like Metal Gear stealth.
Exactly.
So.
And I've never been the best at keeping stealth continuously going.
Yeah. But it looks pretty exciting. I mean, looks like they got a good, decent production budget and a bunch of cool stuff. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. It's out now. Let's see. We also got the release trailer for Avowed. I know you're thinking, isn't Avowed already out? This is the PS5 launch trailer for Avowed.
I'm curious to see if this will sell better on the PS5.
Yeah.
It's already getting some better reviews somehow.
They've been doing continuous updates. Part of this trailer was also talking about the updates. There's new races that you can be. There's new weapons and different. There's been a lot of work done on this over the last year. And I've started this game multiple times and I've never really stuck with it, but I don't know. Maybe I'll give it a shot at some point. But
yeah, maybe the updates have made it more of a something.
I mean, the problem right now is I've got there's 4 games stacked up. Like I want to finish Sparta. Yeah. I've got Crisol. Romeo's a dead man is just sitting there staring at me like
I still need to get that one myself.
Hey, bitch, what's up? I'm a Suda 51 game. I haven't even bought that My Hero Academia game that came out like 3 weeks ago.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Not to mention that there's a bunch of other smaller games that I could really take a look at. But yeah, it looks really good. Like it seems like it's running really smoothly. Digital Foundry did a video that said the PS5 version is basically on par. The PS5 Pro version is like a little better than the Series X version. The PS5 base version is a little worse than the Series X version. So
I guess that makes some sense.
Yeah. I don't know. I just need to I either need to commit or not commit. I need to give this game a full-on shake. I need to give this game 15 hours and see what I think about it instead of 3. I keep giving it 3 and going
That's the tricky thing about modern gaming is that sometimes 3 just doesn't actually give you what you're expecting from it.
Well, and it's the same 3 over and over again. It's the 3 that I've already played. I played them for the dojo. I played it the first time I tried to play it, but the second time I tried to play it. It's kind of like Cyberpunk where I need to sit down, make a commitment, fucking,
Yeah, it doesn't help that RPGs are like that.
Yes.
So we've played a lot of RPGs where we're like, man, that wasn't really for me. But it turns out if I just played for another 5 hours, I would have gotten the thing that would have changed everything.
I tossed Expedition 33 to the side last year and came back to it 5 months after it came out when everybody wouldn't shut up about it.
It turns out I stopped Cyberpunk originally at a point where just before I got something I thought was cool.
Yeah.
And I still haven't finished that. I need to go back to that eventually.
It's great. Let's see. We got the launch trailer for the Star Trek Voyager. I haven't done the videos for
done
this
the thing
yet.
for this yet?
Yeah,
I was gonna ask you about it if you'd done it yet.
no, I'm interested. I wanna see how it goes. I brought my best Star Trek co-host in for that. You'll maybe already know who that is at this point, but I'm gonna keep it under my hat.
The answer is it's not me.
It's not Michael.
I only know a little bit of Star Trek, not a lot about it.
Have you watched any Star Trek Voyager? Captain Janeway. Tuvok,
I've seen
Harry
an
Kim.
episode of it. It's the one where she turns into a slug or whatever.
Oh, the salamanders.
I've seen the salamander episode.
That's such a weird episode.
Yeah, that's why somebody showed it to me because I was like, "What's the weirdest episode of Star Trek you could think of?" And they pulled that on, and I was like, "No, that makes sense. This is weird as fuck."
yeah. I mean, it looks weird because it's a little low rent looking, like it's a little cheap looking, like especially the character portraits all look a little. Like the art's a little like okay,
not as detailed as you were hoping for.
But also, right, we're not living in a world where a Star Trek Voyager game gets a AAA budget. So
no, the fact they got a game at all is a shock to me.
And I've seen places that are giving it pretty decent scores. So we'll see how it goes.
That's good.
It looks interesting. I'm definitely gonna put Tuvix in charge. Definitely putting Tuvix in charge. Speaking of sci-fi stuff, the Kronos: The New Dawn got the launch of the Temporal Diver mode. So this was announced last year. One of the big things, they literally have it in this trailer, is people on Steam were
the
like,
difficulty thing, right?
Yeah, this game is really tough, and more people might actually buy this game if there was a way for more casual people to enjoy it. And you know what? If there had been an easy mode, I would have switched down to easy.
Yeah.
I went through normal, and it was one of those survival horror games where you've got to pay the fuck attention to how much ammo you have, and like you got to make some choices, and you've got to balance it. You're never able to just kind of like, yeah, I'll do whatever.
Yeah.
Right? You got to do like pointed upgrades and very specific conservation. I'm going to cash these things in for this upgrade and this. So having having easy mode is a great thing, and it's also 30% off right now. So.
Yeah, that's a great idea then. Yeah, not only have the easy mode, but like, hey, new guys, you can pay a little less for it.
Yeah, what is it? 30? I don't even remember if it was full price. Let's see.
I thought it was. I don't remember. I forgot to look into it when you guys were playing.
It was 60 normally. So on Steam right now, it's $41.99.
So it's probably the same on the PlayStation at the moment. But there's the deluxe edition, so that one's only 50 is what it says.
Yep. But yeah, I really like Kronos. I really enjoyed it. Like I put it at number 3 of the games that I played last year. That seems weird to me.
Oh.
When I did the list, I was like, I was really into it. I couldn't get enough of it. So, yep.
Yeah, some games will surprise you that way.
Yep.
Like a Crisol, it's very early on, but still probably one of my favorites of the year already.
Yeah. Let's see. We got a new trailer for Cthulhu: The Cosmic Abyss. This is the one that takes place in like a weird undersea research lab, but it's got some kind of weird, like kind of cybernetic or very futuristic looking stuff, like kind of a Subnautica. What if Subnautica got overrun with Cthulhu's like kind of thing?
This is a fun idea.
It looks very creepy. The company that's making it is the company that made the that Vampire the Masquerade game that was like a very kind of Telltale-y style game a few years back. Not the one last year that everybody hated, but yeah, it looks. I mean, the nice thing about Cthulhu is that you can kind of do whatever with it.
Yeah, it's undescribable shit. So you can do whatever you can. If you can't describe it, you can do whatever.
Yep. Also, I like the combination of Cthulhu and underwater because underwater is already scary enough as it is. So
yeah, that's the thing about that's one of the reasons why everybody thinks of not just because of the stories, of course, but like it's why water it's such an unknown that anything coming out of it we still don't fully know.
Yeah.
We didn't know giant squids were real for years.
Yep.
Like, that's a great example of, like, maybe there is a fucking Cthulhu down there for all we know. He's just super far down.
I mean, I've seen the shit that lives in the fucking undersea trenches, and, like, it ain't right.
Yeah.
It's like a bunch of fucking McDonald's straws tied together with mucus, and I'm like, what is that?
If I remember correctly, I don't know if this is still true, but we know more about space than we do our own oceans.
No, well... James Cameron is out there. He's working on it, Michael. Come on,
He found the avatars down there.
In between
doesn't want to tell anybody.
In between the avatars. He's down there at the bottom of the ocean. We got the launch trailer for Poppy Playtime Chapter 5. I didn't realize there were this many Poppy Playtimes, but...
Yeah, somebody sent me this. They're like, hey, the new one came out. I'm like, I never played the others.
It's interesting because it's like a kind of a throwback commercial to a toy called Wrong Side Outimals, where it's like a little animal that has a zipper mouth that you turn inside out. I'm like, that's a popple, motherfucker. I've seen those.
Yeah, those are real things. Yeah, I remember those things.
In between, there's a bunch of spooky, scary, horrible shit. So, 1980s TV commercial along with like the video for Closer by Nine Inch Nails. Apparently, I looked it up, and it seems like this isn't the last one. That there's probably one more.
Oh, okay.
So maybe keep your powder dry if you're waiting to play.
I wonder if they'll have like a one large version of this for stuff.
I don't know. I just remember Jason and I tried to play the first one where the
that was hilarious watching
came
you
after
guys play those. Yeah. I remember that
for the Asylum, but yeah,
I watched that I think like 3 times because it was so funny.
Let's see. We got a bunch of horror stuff. So we got the release date or the release trailer for Reanimal.
I love the way it opens because it's like, fuck you guys, we made Little Nightmares.
Right, from the people who actually made Little Nightmares, bitch. Amanda and I played Reanimal, a co-op game that has couch co-op. Say it before, I'll say it again.
Fucking flexed all over the fucking Little Nightmares 3.
You can play it online, you can play it offline, you can play it solo by yourself. I think this really shows who had the juice, because even watching this trailer, like the amount of weird, spooky stuff.
Everything is so creepy in this trailer.
It's even like more desaturated, I think, than like the Little Nightmares 3 was.
The Little Nightmares 3 was surprisingly colorful.
Yeah. But like the big monsters that you see around are very grotesque. And there's also like combat and all kinds of interesting locations. So yeah, I think that this one's got some juice. So if you're into that sort of thing, and especially if you want to play the game co-op, you should check that out. Oh, you know what? There was a story I had that was, speaking of co-op real fast, that the new God of War game is listed as co-op, having co-op.
That thing, yeah. I think we also talked about that at one point.
And it does, if you beat the game, there's then I think a Richter mode that you can play co-op with another person, which I'm like, oh, now that is a problem, because people that are like, no, I want to play this game co-op with my girlfriend.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, wait, what do you mean I have to play the entire game first and then I have to play it a second time to get the co-op?
Like, for that to be a thing. Yeah.
In a game where there's literally 2 protagonists, like they're in the key art for the game, like that Demos kid just keeps showing up and you could totally be fighting with him. Like,
it's kind of a dick move.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know if people are if Sony is not giving refunds for it right now, but people are trying. So, but
yeah, that's kind of an accidental false advertising.
Yeah,
they just needed more explanation for it.
Their Twitter account put out a big PSA that was like, "Hey, just so you know, here's how the co-op works." So
that's so fucked.
We got the launch trailer for a game called Butcher's Village. It was, like I said, it was a bunch of like weirdly creepy games, and there aren't a lot of trailers this week, so I picked a few of the weird ones. This seems to be kind of like a survival game where you're kind of in the countryside, and it then kind of turns into a thing where there's a bunch of weird, like, I don't know, mutants and torn up guys. There's like a dude with a big chainsaw. Basically, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but like,
yeah, it's like the Hills Has Eyes type of fusion.
Yeah. And it seems a little amateurish, but like, sometimes that can be good, even though I don't know. It seems like maybe a combination of Butcher's Creek, remember that David Szymanski game, and then kind of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I don't know.
The funniest thing about games that aren't like super polished become so creepier somehow because of it.
Yeah.
Because things are just like unsettling because it's not as like detailed for some reason.
I do like there's a number of scenes in here that's like a dark outside, like with the forest on fire, that are pretty interesting looking. So I don't know. This one, I always try to keep an eye out for the horror stuff because, a lot of it is bad, but some of it ends up being good.
Yeah, and anyone can make a really good horror game.
Yeah.
And I think that's really cool.
It also has a leg up because horror fans are down for whatever.
Yes.
So
they get some weird shit for that way because of that reason.
Yep. It's got an announcement for a game called Dead Faces. This was just a very kind of like creepy atmospheric trailer with kind of like a churchyard, but there's some interesting stuff going on. Some like little vignettes. Says this thing where it's like a dark room with like water at the bottom and kind of weird shit up in the sky. Like, I don't know. This one is a little bit more of a long shot when it comes to creepiness because it's not exactly like the most in your face about it, but I like some of the iconography that I'm seeing in it.
I would just need to know more about it type of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. From there, we got the live action trailer for Killer Inn.
Oh yeah.
Remember this game? This is hilarious. The live action trailer is a guy in a room trying to get the TV to play the trailer for Killer Inn. That's all it is. There's no death, there's no gore. It's just like a 1-minute trailer of a guy hitting a TV, and then there's like a really brief gameplay montage. And I'm like, this is a good use of the term live action trailer, in my opinion.
Fantastic use. I'm still curious to see how this game will play out. I feel like I'll end up watching more of it, and knowing how much it is now.
Yeah.
I think this
$8.99 for the first couple weeks.
This is going to do just fine, I think, in my opinion.
I've been keeping an eye on it just because it's in the list, but a lot of people out there have said that it's got a really high learning curve, that like it's very tricky.
Yeah. Which makes sense, because every time I looked at it, I'm like, there's no way you're going to figure this out within a few games.
Yeah.
There's just zero chance of that.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
The only reason I think this will be fun, and again, I'm not going to be buying it type of thing, is it will be great to watch a large group of streamers fuck with this thing. Yeah. Because of the fact that there'll be, one, the learning curve, and two, people just fucking Leroy Jenkinsing it.
Yep.
It's gonna be interesting. It all depends if it catches on.
Part of me, I haven't purchased it yet, but I'm thinking about buying it just because it's so cheap right now.
It's so cheap.
$9? Yeah. Okay, I'll just put that in the pile, and then we'll see.
I think it'll sell just for that reason.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, like, games like this depend on player count, right? If there's not a good player count, then...
and even without that small, like, 10% off, it's still only $10.
Yeah, true. Let's see. We got the pre-order trailer for Damon and Baby. This is the weird top-down Arc System Works game about a demon carrying a baby around through like a bunch of weird scenarios. There's a lot more weird shit happening in here. A lot more weird character stuff. I've seen mostly just action gameplay from this, and in this trailer they really had a lot more like characters, showing more like weird little anime dudes and ladies and stuff.
What a fascinating little game.
The fact that, I don't know, like Arc System Works, sometimes it isn't the best thing that comes out of them, but usually they're pretty decent.
Well, because every now and then they get real creative all of a sudden, and it's either okay, really good, or just like the weirdest fucking thing you've ever played.
The character design is pretty decent. It reminds me of Panty and Stocking. That's what it reminds me of. The art style reminds me a little bit of Panty and Stocking.
I can see that, actually.
But yeah, I don't know. It's a very weird game. It's like a top-down action platformer with a bunch of kooky characters about a demon that's trying to save a baby, and the baby rides around on the demon's back or whatever. So I don't know. It's very strange. It also is there's a demo coming out in February. So.
Oh, okay. It also seems like it is having a small sale before it comes out too.
Oh yeah, it's coming out. The full game comes out March 26th. And then there's a pre-order bonus with 10% off. Right now is a $25 or $20 game for the standard version. And then there is a digital deluxe version, and there's a demo February 20th. I don't understand the time demo thing for a single-player game. Like,
I don't either. It's very strange that they keep doing that.
Yeah. I guess Steam kind of made that a thing with like the Next Fest, right, where they would put up a demo for a limited time.
I guess that makes sense.
Let's see. After that, we got the release date trailer for a game called Hunt the Night. This is like a top-down, pixel-based kind of Bloodborne style game.
Yeah.
It's like very creepy, and violent, very like horror themed.
Yeah, some awesome designs so far.
Yeah, I swear I think I saw this in the past, but I don't.
Yeah, and the name sounds very familiar.
Yeah, I don't remember if it was exactly this game, but if it's not, I'm still interested because it looks like a game with a ton of like mechanics, and it seems like there's like a roguelike aspect where you're going on various hunts and there's different like characters, you get powers and stuff, kind of as a top down. What if Enter the Gungeon was a horror Bloodborne style game?
Which is an awesome fucking idea.
Which looks pretty cool. And like I've they show some of the bosses and enemies, they all look very, very well designed. So yeah, it got me interested. I wasn't sure whether I was going to leave this in because I did trim a bunch of trailers this week.
Okay.
But
this is really cool looking. Actually, really, this is kind of up my alley.
Yeah, it seems like the sort of game that could end up being really cool. Yeah, and it's got a release date, and that release date is, what was it? Oh,
I think it
Let's
might
see.
just show it in a second.
Come on, guys.
If not, it's in there in the description.
Before. I bet it was before. Yeah.
But
anyway,
it looks fantastic, and it looks like it's coming out on PS5.
February 26th.
So pretty soon.
Yeah, like in a week. Like a week from when we're recording this, but Thursday from when you guys are hearing this. We also got a demo trailer for Echoes of Mistralia, just like a top-down kind of action game. I couldn't remember why the word Mistralia stuck in my mind, and it was because this is a game in the same universe as another game, and that they both have the same thing where there's they have a magic system where there's a hexagon with all these kind of cuts in it, and you build your own spells by putting different elements in different places. And that means that you can, like, create a spell that has like a bigger range, or maybe it's a single shot. And so you kind of craft the spells, and then you use them in an action game. The previous one had a very kind of like more stylized art style. Like, it was a little bit cutesier. It was called what is it called? This one is a lot more like regular looking. Like, it looks a little bit more just like a standard top-down ARPG. It was called Mages of Mistralia was the previous one. I know because I played it at some point for the channel.
Yeah,
but
it's definitely much cutesier of the other version.
It's a little bit more. It's like cell shaded.
Yeah,
and it's got a
very little girl type of thing.
Very stylized, kind of cartoony looking characters. Whereas this new one is very just like action, regular ass action.
Yeah, that is like night and day. Yeah,
but it's a good concept. I mean, trying to pick up that that Magica itch to scratch.
That's what they get. Yeah, that's the thing, is a lot of the newer games sometimes are like, I really want to play this specific game.
Yeah, but
nobody's made one in a while, so I'm just gonna make my own.
Yeah. So yeah, it looks pretty cool. And there's a demo out now, so check it out. Let's see. We also got the launch trailer for a game called Under the Island, which is a kind of a Zelda-ish kind of top-down pixel-based Zelda game. This thing has got really, really good scores online. Apparently, it's kind of a throwback to the 90s. Like, it's got a little bit of action. It's got a little adventure. It's got some kind of a cute little story. You play as a character that it's like you're kind of going down into these underground realms, solve puzzles, and do some action. And it's all just apparently very well put together. So
yeah, it's got that top-down old-school Zelda look. It
looks like a GBA Zelda almost.
I think that's really cool.
Yeah. So yeah, that's out right now. I don't know. I was thinking about maybe putting it on the channel, but I wasn't entirely sure. But I didn't want to point it out here because it looks like
it's even got the little digging thing from Link to the Past there.
Yep. It's like very we're on the edge of infringement territory.
We're very close, but it's not there yet.
Yes. Yeah. Let's see. We also got, I was completely unaware, a new Little Nemo game.
Oh.
Little Nemo and the Guardians of Slumberland.
I would not have guessed that.
And it's very interesting. It's got a kind of I think there's another game that it's like a Paper Mario, where it's like the characters are hand drawn like cutouts.
They look really, really well animated.
Yeah, but they're incredibly well animated. And then there were parts of this trailer that made me think that this is like a Metroidvania. That it's not like just a platformer, because there's definitely a thing where you see like a map that makes it look a lot like a Metroidvania. There's a whole there's like a whole bunch of different worlds. There's like upgrades. There's characters to talk to. I've never been really into the Little Nemo because mostly I didn't want to play just like platformer 2D games. But this looks like a Metroidvania.
This looks really cool,
and I love those games. And the art style is fucking crazy good. So.
I don't think I've ever seen Little Nemo look this fucking interesting before.
Yeah, March 31st, coming out on Steam. Demo in the current Next Fest that's going on. So
crazy.
Yeah, good stuff. We also got some more gameplay for Origament, which is the game where you play as a piece of paper that can switch between different things. Like you could be a crumpled up ball that rolls around, or you can turn into a paper airplane to fly, or you can turn into a little boat. Or like a little ninja star. I think this has like some potential, but because it's like you go through different time periods, I guess.
Okay. What an weird idea for a game.
Yeah. Speaking of Paper Mario, but the main thing is that it only seems like you have like like most of the things in this trailer are paper airplane.
Yeah.
Most of it is being a paper airplane.
We were playing in the occasional ninja star at most.
Yeah,
and that was to like hit a button.
Right,
is what it was for.
So
I kind of doesn't seem to be a lot of buttons.
I kind of want to see more. I want to see more different origami.
Maybe there's a boat because there's a boat at the end of this thing.
Yeah. They showed the boat really briefly in the beginning, but yeah, I want to see more of this because I like the idea of taking that part of Paper Mario, making it into a whole game.
Yeah.
But you got to have a lot of different origamis. Like, there's a lot of different origamis. What about the crane? What about the fortune teller?
There would be so many different versions of this origami thing.
Yeah.
Really make it worth my time.
What about that one where you blow into it and it turns into a box for some reason?
Oh, like the cube one?
Yeah. Or it's like when it's done, it's like all squunched down and you blow into the end of it and like turns into a box.
I've seen that a couple times in person. It's very impressive.
Yep. Let's see. We got an overview trailer for the Reigns version of The Witcher.
Oh, that's right.
Reigns Witcher game, which is coming out, I believe, this week. It's interesting. They talked about how it is. The game is Dandelion telling a Geralt story.
Oh,
and so part of the way that the Reigns thing works is if any of your meters get all the way to the bottom, then the audience gets mad and demands that you kill off the main character. So that's the reason
how you die.
You die. Yeah. But then you get a bunch of different cards that get added to your deck depending on what you do. And there's also a thing, I don't know if Reigns has been doing this for a while, where there's a little mini game where you swipe left or right at the bottom of like a kind of a Space Invaders type of thing where like when you're fighting enemies, there's like cards coming down and you swipe left or right to kind of move your card out of the way. It's a weird little system.
Yeah.
I'm like, anything that CD Projekt can do to not make the actual Witcher game. Yeah.
Well, it's because they know that they don't want to make any more actual Geralt games. So
right.
They got to give you something.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the mode where they're like kind of coming down. It's a very weird mode where you're kind of swiping left and right. So
yeah, it's really interesting.
Yep, that's coming out February 25th. So
I still like the art on it though. It's
like the art.
Yeah, and we do recommend. This is one of the few times you should totally do this more on the phone.
It's great on the phone. It's fucking great on the phone. It's one of my favorite phone games. We've got some wacky games. They announced a trailer for a game called Workers' Comp, where this is another friend slop game.
Oh, okay.
But you're playing as a bunch of like TV head robot guys, and you're trying to like repair this building before it falls down and explodes. And so you're kind of trying to assign tasks and make sure that things get done. And it's kind of all in this giant building, this kind of warehouse that is in disrepair, which could be a good thing. I don't know. We're starting to get into like, I don't know. There might be a little too many of these games.
Yeah, the problem is you're going to start getting to the ones where like, well, I need more of a hook,
right,
than just do tasks.
Yes, and we're
getting to that plateau, I think.
Yeah, that's very possible. But yeah, that was announced, so you can wishlist that. We got the demo trailer, kind of a lot of demo trailers says, for Anime Shop Simulator.
Oh.
So in case you want to play Anime Shop Simulator, this one is funny in the fact that it's got, like, I don't know if these are AI or not. I went to their website and I checked it. Didn't have an AI disclosure, but they have a bunch of parodies of actual anime.
Yeah.
So there's like a JoJo one. There's like a K-On! One.
There's one that said Metal Chemist.
Yeah, Full Metal Alchemist,
which was
Berserk.
really funny.
But I don't know if you're into, I don't know how much people like these. Apparently there's also a card game in here where you can open packs of cards and then you can play like customers and collect cards. I really just hope that this isn't all AI generated. Like,
yeah, if it turns out to be AI generated, that loses all of its charm.
Yeah. Because as it is now, it looks pretty fun. Because, yeah, there's like a whole anime card collecting thing. You could sell the cards. So
it's probably like incentivize you to do the cards so you can get the rare ones to sell.
Right.
That's fun.
Yeah. So, yeah, demo out for that right now. Also, speaking of simulators, PC Building Simulator 2, Michael.
Oh, no.
Is on consoles.
How will they get the RAM?
That's what I was thinking. I was like, if you guys really wanted a thing, you could have how do you financially run a computer store out of your house with RAM at these prices?
Yeah.
So
it's going to have the special AI update.
I just also thought it was funny that PC Building Simulator is on the consoles.
Oh, that's hilarious. I think that's such a funny fucking thing that happened.
Yeah.
and because you can't make a console builder thing. It's not a thing. But this would just be so funny.
Also, I never really entirely understood this, because like it's not like there's a million ways to build a PC. Like, you know, you put in the fans, you put in the motherboard, you put in the RAM, you put in the video card.
Well, I think it's just that you got to get creative. If somebody's like, I want it to be colorful, or I want it to like have RGBs,
you put
or
RGBs
have weird things in it.
Yeah,
because people make some really intricately weird PC towers.
Yeah,
they're just like purely for their aesthetic. And so I think that's kind of like why that works, in my opinion.
I guess.
Well, you can't really do that with a console. The closest you can nowadays, which you can't really do for a PS5 Pro and some of the newer ones, is like painting the faceplates.
Oh, yeah.
And stuff like that.
maybe call me when you got a D-brand simulator where I can choose which things to make faceplates for and in what colors.
Exactly.
February 26th. That's coming out on the PS5 and the Series X. We also got... I'm really like testing the limits here. A game called Docked.
Of course.
This is Michael. You're not listening to this trailer, okay? So
no,
this trailer is about running a dock where you're taking you're taking the shipping containers off of the docks. You're putting them onto trucks. You're putting them in stacks. This game is a motherfucking story. I did not expect this.
It has a story mode?
It has a story. There was a giant storm, and it destroyed your family's dock setup.
Yeah, the dockyard. Yeah.
And now you got to bring it back. You got to buy the cranes. You got to drive the trucks. You got to do the thing to get your docks back to life. And I'm like, I don't know how much more of this. Here's a real job that's boring that people don't want, but now you can pretend to do it on a computer that I could take. Like I kind of realize what Anime Shop Simulator, who that's for.
Yeah.
I played like 20 hours of Weed Shop Simulator 3, okay? I am the problem. But this looks boring as shit. Also, there's a whole thing where it's like somebody is live streaming it. So you also have to make it into content.
Make nice content for it.
It's like
so here's the thing I've come to realize, because somebody explained it to me one day. I'm like, who are buying these weird mundane simulators, like, lawn cutting simulator, the trucker ones, those sorts of things?
Yeah.
It turns out it's all of Europe.
Apparently so.
Europe fucking loves simulator games. And like legit normal boring ones, not like goat simulator things. They love mundane shit because they live in a place where this isn't a job usually.
Yeah.
And so they're like, with this fancy job I'll never be able to have because I live in a landlocked area or some shit. And you're just like, but us as Americans are like, this is the most boring thing I'd ever want
stevedore?
to have to do.
Like, you dream of being a stevedore? Is that what you're telling me?
People want to be truck drivers so bad in Europe, apparently.
Yeah.
That they just are willing to do simulators or cut grass and shit. It's like, you guys are fucking weird.
I put it in. It's really weird. It's coming out March 5th. If you pre-order, you can get the premium stacker. The premium
stacker?
No, it's like March 5th. Pre-order now. Pre-order bonus. The premium reach stacker.
No, fuck you.
So, which is like one of the things that grabs shipping containers, so you can put them places.
That's the premium one, though.
Yeah.
I think it's because you usually start with like rested versions of these things in the beginning.
Yep.
I think that's the idea.
I got to tell you, Michael, this game is very weird. This game has
oh my god
the best name of all time. This is a game where you play as a sperm. You play as a sperm, and you're going through trying to sperm it up. And there's like all kinds of other sperm. There's like you're gonna meet some other sperm. You're gonna get some power ups. You're gonna try to get in there and fertilize the thing.
Oh my goodness!
And they got little cartoon sperm. This game, I would not even be talking about this, has the greatest name of all time.
What's it called?
It's called Become.
What a wonderful,
like the word, just
wonderful fucking name.
Yeah, and I was like, oh,
that's an incredible pun.
That's amazing. I love it. No notes, 10 out of 10.
No notes.
I will play the sperm game. Okay,
that's wonderful because it tells you everything about that game.
Yep.
Without doing anything else.
Yep.
That's fucking incredible.
Yep. And there's one point in this trailer where it zooms out and it turns out that the sperms are in a sock. And so I'm like, oh, okay. Also, I'm like trying to figure out, apparently, like there's a lot of like microscopic organisms inside of lady bits that are trying to murder sperm or something. I don't know what's going on in there.
I think that is a thing usually.
So anyway, I don't know. Maybe I'll learn something become. So we also got the release date for People of Note, that weird pop RPG game. I cannot get a handle on this. This is another Annapurna game, and it seems like I've listened to several songs from this game, and they seem like they're not as good as they would need to be for a successful game.
That is the thing about games that involve music. If your music's bad, it doesn't really sell.
It doesn't seem like it's bad, but it doesn't seem good enough. And like that's, I don't know. April 7th.
You're supposed to be like, these are the best fucking musicians,
right?
And then you play it, and then sometimes you fight a bad guy, and their music is better than yours.
Yeah,
and you're like, well, I want to. That guy should win. I'm terrible at this.
Yep. April 7th, we will find out. Maybe this is the first Annapurna miss.
Yeah,
right?
maybe.
Who knows? All right. Oh, boy, we're out of time. Okay, let's run through them real quick. We got our second half of February Game Pass releases. The big one is that The Witcher 3 is out right now. And also Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. Death Howl for consoles is coming February 19th.
Oh, okay.
Esports College Football, Witcher is the 19th, which is today. TCG Card Shop Simulator, if you've had enough of that. The big thing outside of that, blah, 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 is that Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is March 3rd. So two big medieval RPGs coming right at you. So that's good.
A lot of sex in both of them.
There was an interview with Todd Howard where we were talking about Starfield. He said that there's updates that are coming for Starfield, but he explicitly said in an interview, like, yes, but these are not like Starfield 2.0. If you didn't like Starfield, if you played Starfield and you didn't like Starfield, chances are that this is not going to change your mind. I'm like, that's a weird fucking thing to say out loud.
Like, not only is it a weird thing to say out loud, it also means that you generally do not care about your game.
Yeah. So, okay, sure.
For the 12 of you that exist, this is what we're doing.
Konami said we had the 40th anniversary of Castlevania thing.
Yes, I'm very excited about that.
And I put this in here because they talked about the Castlevania game that we talked about last week, but they said this is the part that I think was most interesting. This is the beginning of numerous new products around Castlevania.
God, that makes me happy.
So I'm hoping that new products around Castlevania doesn't mean that we're putting out an anime, a 4K comic book, and a podcast, and a musical album or something.
Well, they're still doing the Netflix anime, I think, now. So I would doubt that's part of it. But I'm hoping for some really cool things. Even if they're figures, I still would like those too.
Yeah. Speaking of Castlevania, the Rogue Prince of Persia folks put out their whole timeline. They've got some big updates for spring 2026. There's a new thing called the Breathless update that's coming in April. That's the closest one, where there's new elements, new difficulties, new arenas, faster pacing. They're reworking the opening hour of the game.
Oh, okay.
And then there's one called the End Game update in May that's going to be adding a lot more to the end game, as well as maybe even pets. So keep an eye on that.
What an interesting game that was.
Love Rogue Prince of Persia. Assassin's Creed Shadows is doing an update. They're adding a jump button to the game. And I'm like, okay,
cool.
It's got some other stuff,
Weird things to add.
Other minor things, but they're mostly adding a jump button, and that's all you're going to be getting for a while because they're going back in for another DLC or something. So.
Okay.
Let's see. Dot Hack is getting a new game.
That's a name I haven't heard in a very long time.
Yep. Dot Hack Zero. There was a teaser trailer for this one. It mostly, I don't really know that much. Apparently, Dot Hack's big heyday was in the PS2.
Yes, it was huge during the PS2 era because it also had an anime.
Yep.
During that time.
And there was like 4 PS2 games, and then there was like a.
They became rare after a while because they didn't make a lot of them at the time.
Well, but then I looked it up because after that there was an actual MMO.
Yes.
An actual Dot Hack MMO, and there was a card game. And that's it. Like that's so it's been out, it's been gone for a while, but it looks like they're making a new one. Apparently this is one of the first games that did the the characters are trapped in an MMO thing.
It was one of it was like the first I can ever think of. And it was a huge deal at the time. We all really loved it when I was growing up.
Yeah. So yep, they got a new one. It's in development. Oh, it's the Kakarot people.
Oh, okay.
Which is nice.
CyberConnect.
Yeah.
They're very good at that.
Let's see. And then here's some bad news. Replaced that Cyberpunk game that we've been waiting on for a long time. Got its month delayed again.
Oh, fuck you guys.
Got its release date delayed.
I don't even want it anymore.
Yeah.
Did they release it?
Apparently part of it was that the demo. They put out a demo. They got a bunch of feedback from the demo. They put out a statement saying that they really want to make sure that it makes the best first impression.
Oh, okay.
There isn't anything to fix, so they're giving it one more month. So, yep. Now, instead of March 12th, it's coming April 14th, right in time for Jeff's birthday. Bada bing, bada boom. And then we've got a couple of fun things to finish up with. A fan in Stardew Valley slept for 1,000 years.
Oh my God!
There's a person with the Switch version where they tied a hair tie to the analog stick to make the character walk towards the bed, and then they had an auto turbo controller that just continually pressed the yes button. So basically the character just kept going to bed and sleep. Yes, you go to bed, sleep. Yes,
it's enough where it added up to 1,000 years.
Yeah,
that's
and
incredible.
they kept doing it for 1,000 years, and when they got done, it was kind of interesting. There was a bunch of really rare shit like in their yard, like these mushrooms.
Oh my God.
Are all like very, very rare. And then underneath the mushrooms are these meteorites that don't come very often in the game, and they're just completely full of them. Of course, the person did say that it took them like 2 months to get
clear
rid
out
of all that
everything.
shit.
Yeah. So you have 1,000 years worth of things to do.
Yeah. But then they even said there was one thing, I don't remember exactly what it was, but there was one thing that apparently didn't spawn. It was like so rare it didn't even spawn after doing
1,000
that.
years.
So.
That's incredible.
Let's see. Here's a weirdly heartwarming story.
I heard about this.
Yeah, we don't. There's not a lot of like big deep dive details in here, but there's a guy. He deleted his fiance's Red Dead 2 game. She was 2/3 of the way through the game.
Oh, God.
And having a fucking awesome time and had like high honor and was doing everything super good. And he accidentally deleted the game. And so he was trying to think of how he was going to make this up to her. And the way that he did it was he bought a cameo from Roger Clark, the voice of Arthur Morgan, saying how sorry he was and explaining, because like they showed the prompt where it's like, apology for deleting Red Dead saved game. I just deleted my fiance's saved game. She's having so much fun. I made every ethical decision. Can you say some words of support and devastating loss? Let her know I am sorry. And this is kind of blown up, even though we don't actually have the audio.
Yeah, he would only send it to that guy specifically.
Yeah, or the result, or whether or not that was it was accepted or not. So, but I mean, that's something that you couldn't do back in the day, right? Outside of going to a convention or Yeah,
that's the thing. I had a friend that were having like a bad Christmas or whatever. They didn't have any money, and and they were just as big a Spider-Man fan as I was. Yeah. So I got a cameo from the guy who played the Spectacular Spider-Man. And I just got him to say like one of her favorite panel things. Right. And the fact you can do that is fucking crazy. It is. Because there's another guy. What he did was he animated an entire Spider-Man Blue short. Oh yeah, using Cameo with that guy. Right. He would just like pay him every now and then to like get some lines. And he even told him, he's like, hey, this is what I'm doing with it. If you don't want me to, that's fine. Yeah. Because this is my only way of like paying you directly. Right. He's like, okay, cool. And then they did it. And it was wonderful. It was amazing.
It's a great idea. It's a great idea, especially for micro influencers and smaller celebrities. Yeah. They'll be like, yeah, man, I don't want to fucking take 10 minutes and get a couple $100.
Yeah,
like,
and
sure.
you don't have to go to a convention to do any of these things.
Yeah, just do it at your house.
And I always think of just the joke versions of those things because because Smiling Friends made fun of it at one point. Yeah. Squimbly, I think was his name. He's like, I got a cameo real quick. And he just pulls his phone out and starts doing a cameo.
Yeah. Last but not least, I love it when the internet does stupid shit, Michael. There is a page called Gwack, a YouTube channel called Gwack. They don't have a full-on build for this. Okay. But they built a giant version of those old Harman Kardon speakers that we had on our desk.
Yeah, and we all had this at some point.
They made it like yellowed plastic, and they put a giant Goodwill sticker on the side that's been partially scraped off. And they showed it in this video. It actually works. Oh you can turn it on. It's got the right click of when you turn it on. It's like takes you back, and then you can literally turn it up and turn it down. They're going to be doing a public exhibition where they're going to have this thing, but it's amazing. amazing. They made the giant version of the
That's
old ass
wonderful.
yellowed plastic PC speakers.
I
for your
wonder
desk.
if the microphone speaker section or the headphone
jack
does anything at all.
I don't know.
Like maybe there's like a way of just putting something large in there.
I just want to know if the other one, because there's like the tone button, right?
Yeah.
That, like makes it treble go up and down.
It's fucking incredible.
Does the thing, but it's really fun. Go check out GWAK on YouTube. And with that, we're done. Michael, tell the fine folks on the internet where they can find you. We're not over here helping me navigate through the fucking nightmare world of news here on the podcast.
You can find me on oneofus.net. We do a lot of movie and television reviews. You can also find me on YouTube under Supermaniacs. It's a Superman podcast I do sometimes.
There you go. And patreon.com/RageSelect. If you like Michael and you like sequentials, you might want to keep an eye on patreon.com/RageSelect. I don't know. Something might be happening, or maybe not. I don't. Yeah, you have to sign up. Also, you could sign up if you want to help support the channel because it is how we keep the place in business. So, yep, that's it. We are done. Now I'm gonna go look at anything that is not a story about AI. I'm fucking sick of AI.
It's an AI story, as it turns out.
I'm gonna build a giant box around all the RAM I own and buy a shotgun to protect it from the inevitable Mad Max Fury Road that starts coming for my RAM. So, get ready for it, ladies and gentlemen.
Become addicted to RAM. That's right.